Corbyn, how familiar are you with recent news out of Sri Lanka?
Not at all.
So, recently, the entire country's power went down. Like
Okay.
an entire
country
blackout.
Holy cow!
Millions of people, no power.
Yeah.
For
Is that warm weather?
days.
Is that weather that's warm?
yeah, I mean it's closer to the middle than we are.
Okay, go.
So, the reason for the power blackout happened is because of one central location went down, and the way their country lacks the whole country went down. So, what I want from you, this involved an animal.
Generator didn't start.
The reason involved an animal.
Okay.
Can you guess to why? What happened?
Monkey chewed the lines.
You're close.
Am
I'll
I?
give you that. It was a monkey gang war that several monkey gangs met in this location.
Were they chasing Indiana Jones through the jungle?
No, they had like an agreed upon meet, and they all met, and some of them brought little knives and chains, and they had a straight up street brawl.
Monkey gang
An
war.
old brouhaha.
Really?
And then they blew up the power station.
That's fucking awesome.
Gordon, would you rather live in a country where monkey gangs can shut down the entire power grid for days at a time, or watch an episode of The Big Bang Theory?
I want to see a monkey do all those things.
Welcome to Season 2 of Radical Apathy, the show that takes a hilarious and different dive into pop culture, gaming, and life. We're here to dissect the chaos and shrug at the drama, all while asking the question, why does it matter? Let's not care together. I like this. Enjoy the podcast Season 2 and share the nominees of a goodness crowd to all of us.
Radical Apathy,
Radical
everybody.
Apathy Podcast.
Welcome to Radical Apathy. My name is Tanner.
I am Corbyn.
Sweet and sour hostage for you today. Hello, Corbyn.
How you doing, man?
Do you remember the television show Friends?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Do you remember Janice?
Oh,
on
yeah,
Friends?
yeah.
The Chandler on and off again. Everyone
Fran
hated her.
Drescher kind of.
Yeah, Fran Drescher. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have had a Janice.
Okay.
I used to live with a guy for a long time, very much like a Joey Chandler situation, and he had this on and off again. Lady friend that he would bring along. If he listens, he'll know exactly who I'm talking about. She was my Janice. She was just, you know how Joey just hated her, like not necessarily for like an overtly bad person reason,
Yeah.
but just that.
Oh.
I think it's disrupted Joey's life too much. And I had a Janice. And I told my wife about that because we watched that episode last night. I was like, you know what? I have my Janice. And she's like, oh, I want to find out. So she starts like social media and stuff. But anyway.
Was it their voice or was it
Just the situation.
their existence?
Just their existence.
Yeah.
And they're kind of meh, you know. Like some people just don't have that thing. So if you have a Janice, sound off in the comments. Get in the comments and tell us about Janice.
Tell us about your Janice.
Tell us about your Janice, everyone.
This is what we got going today. Are you ready?
Give us a list.
All right. What you playing, what you watching. General gripes.
Ooh, yeah.
We got a really cool top 5 today. I think it's a cool top 5.
I think it's cool. I think our top 5 is going to be very similar today.
And we're going to do our second annual podcast host interviews.
Yeah, we're going to get back into who is Corbyn and who is Tanner.
We're gonna talk to each other about each other.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
Really?
Hard-hitting questions.
Because we sometimes have guests, and as we learned in our last season, everyone just wants to hear about Corbyn and Tanner anyway.
Hard-hitting questions.
Deep.
Like on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being super deep. Balls
Okay.
deep.
Penetratingly deep questions.
Yeah, mine are like, I'm peeling back the skin on mine.
Yeah. I'm pouring salt on the open wound.
Oh, and I am pissing on it after you're done.
Extra pneumonian salt.
Wow, that's really neat.
Yeah, that was awkwardly deep.
Ooh.
And after that, we will be done.
We'll be done.
So, everyone, thank you for joining us. And Corbyn,
Yeah.
what are you playing?
You know what? So last time we talked, I was playing the Stick of Truth.
You were playing South Park.
And I've now graduated onto the Fractured
You
Butthole.
are going to the Fractured Butthole.
Yes.
So give me the quick, you finished the Stick of Truth?
I finished the Stick of Truth, one of the best experiences in a game I've ever had in my life.
It gets good, doesn't it?
It's so good.
Yeah.
And that's from a guy who hasn't watched a ton of South Park episodes.
Yeah.
But so good. I enjoyed it so much. I laughed so hard at all of it.
Yeah.
And now I'm playing the second one. I have to keep going. I have to just take it in. So I'm playing the Fractured Butthole. I don't like the gameplay as much as I liked it in the first one.
Yep.
I think some of the interfaces...
That was the general consensus.
Some of the interfaces were a little weird. Particularly like when in the first game when you picked up something, it showed you a picture of it.
Yeah.
And it told you what it was, and it was like a reference to the show, and it was funny.
Yeah.
Now you pick something up and it's just like a little thing in the upper corner and doesn't show you
drops.
pictures. Yeah,
It's
it's just nonsense. I don't like that part.
Yeah.
And the combat is a little different. So far I don't like the combat as much as Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
What type of superhero did you make your new kid in the Fractured Butthole?
I made them a blaster to start.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a blaster.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Did you play it?
I played the Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
I did not play the Butthole.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
That's what I'm playing. What are you playing?
I am playing Sniper Elite Resistance.
Sniper Elite. I
Sniper
started
Elite
playing
Resistance.
Sniper Elite 4, and then I'm like, this is an interesting game.
Yeah, you know what? It's fun. It's very much, I guess, a B quality game.
Yeah.
It's always World War II. You play a sniper person. You run around big open maps, and you just fuck up Nazis.
Yeah, the problem with that Sniper Elite game that I played was that it's called Sniper Elite.
Yeah.
But then half the game was like, well, you can't use your sniper rifle because it's too loud. And I'm like, well, that kind of defeats the purpose of me playing.
Yeah,
Sniper Elite.
they make you kind of think about it. So you either have to create a situation in which it won't be loud, or get suppressors, but if you just want to walk around stealthily and stab every Nazi, you can do that too.
I want to be an elite sniper, though.
Yeah, and you can. I like that they give the option, because I like the stealth games. I mean,
I love stealth games.
You're not doing this for the story. Like, it's something. I mean, this is the newest one that came out. Where you're helping the French resistance. It's something about nerve gas and whatever. It doesn't matter. You're just there shooting Nazis. The gameplay's really fun. Weapons are weighty and they feel good to shoot. The levels are really big with lots of different objectives you want to tackle them. So like an average level, I'll do like an hour, 10 minutes. Like just kind of going front to back, kind of doing things. So they're a good jump time. It doesn't penalize you for not sniping, which I don't like. Some games, like, you're like, oh, you didn't use a sniper rifle, you failed. Start the mission over.
Yeah.
Right, this game doesn't. Like, if you fuck up and everyone comes and attacks you, you can just keep going. Like, you can try and get yourself out of it.
Yeah.
And the invader mode, did you try that?
No, what's that?
It's awesome. So it's they got a few different multiplayer things on this game. You can team up. You can just do like a horde base kind of thing. But in invader mode, so you can choose to turn this on or off in your game. So you log in, you're playing your single player game, you're on your map, you're running around doing your objectives, and then in the top corner it'll say you're being invaded by an enemy sniper.
Okay.
So now an online person comes into your single player game, and their sole job's to hunt you and kill you.
Oh.
So you're still supposed to complete your mission or kill them if you can, but complete your objectives, and they're just going around secretly in this map of yours, and they're just sole jobs to
now,
put
I
you
don't
down.
remember the game, because Sniper Elite 4 was on the PlayStation 4 that I played it on, so it was a while ago.
Yeah. That was the one in Africa?
Yes, I believe so. Is there a bunch of camo options and ways for you to stealth around to stay away from that sniper?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's you can be just as stealthy as, like, they kind of have all those same skills that your character does.
Yeah.
So it can... Excuse me, it can be pretty fun, but it's just, I don't know, it's very fun just to jump into someone's game, they're playing a game, and just fucking blow them away from 400 yards on the other side of the map. It's fun. It's fun time kill, and it's free on Game Pass, or you can buy it to support Rebellion, the developer, but it's fun. I enjoyed it.
I might do that. I only have the Xbox Series S. What is that? Series 1? What do I have? 1X?
That is
1S?
a 1S.
1S.
Yeah.
So I only have the 1S.
Yeah.
And so if it doesn't play on that old system,
it does.
It does. Hey.
Yeah.
Did we find out if Indiana Jones played on the 1S?
I did not, because I don't have the 1S.
I'll have to do that. I'll have to do that.
What are you watching, Corbin?
You know what? My friend Eric has been harassing me for, what is January? So
No, February.
So October, November, December, January. 5 months he's been harassing me to watch The Penguin. And so I finally started The Penguin 2 days ago. I'm like 5 episodes in or 4 episodes in. So I'm watching The Penguin. So
and?
A lot of sitting in cars and talking.
Okay.
That's my first impression. I'm like, man, they're just in cars talking a lot. And
is that a Jerry Seinfeld show?
It's gangsters in cars drinking coffee.
Does he ever do the wah, wah, wah?
He doesn't. You haven't seen it?
No. I told the wife I'd watch it with her. So
I love the Batman aesthetic of it.
Yeah,
and it's good. And Colin Farrell's really good. But I think less of Colin Farrell is probably more. I think that's why he was so successful in the Batman movie, because he wasn't the prominent guy. He was just kind of like a background guy, and he kind of worked where he's the prominent. Although I will say his co-star, who plays Sophia Falcone.
The daughter of Big Bad Falcone?
Yeah. And I'm going to talk about this a little bit. No, actually, it's a different story, so I can talk about it now. Here's what I like the Falcones and Maroney.
Yeah.
So Sal Maroney and Carmine Falcone. I really started loving these gangster characters in Gotham with a comic series back in the day called The Long Halloween.
Yeah.
Okay. And Long Halloween was a Batman story where there was the holiday killer, and every holiday, it was a 12-issue thing, and every month there was a holiday, and someone would be murdered, and it was this big, long. If you haven't read it, I really suggest it. And every Batman character is in it, but it's based around all the gangsters, is mostly, and it's Batman trying to figure out who the holiday killer is. And Sophia Falcone in that comic had a really prominent role. And was really, really cool. So I was looking forward to the show where they have this actress who just won a Critics' Choice Award for Best Actress in a limited series for this Sophia role, and she's excellent so far. So,
is this the Sophia Falcone that is the one from The Long Halloween, or the crazy Arkham one?
She's kind of a mix.
Okay.
She's Sophia Falcone, but she's also the crazy Arkham one.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, she was released from Arkham. She's the what's her nickname? She's the Hangman, and she killed like 7 girls or whatever.
Okay, so I like that.
Yeah.
But you're enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm loving it so far. Not loving it. I like it.
I
like it, but I don't love it.
Is Colin Farrell not a leading man?
Colin Farrell is a leading man. I don't think the Penguin character is a leading man.
Oh, okay, I see. The character
so far, though, usually they have a TV series that's like 8 episodes or whatever, and it really strings the story along.
Yeah.
They've had 3 pretty tight episodes that have resolved like little mini arcs pretty quickly.
It makes such a difference, man. You need to resolve an arc in an episode.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2.
So there's been some good episode arcs.
Okay.
So far, I don't mind it. What are you watching?
I am just rewatching a lot. I rewatched the original Knives Out.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it from our last conversation.
Yeah.
I'm rewatching Friends, as we talked about. And I'm rewatching Corner Gas.
And I'm never going to ever watch Corner Gas or The Friends. I'm just never going to do that.
To what or rewatch?
Watch.
Have you never seen Friends?
Like, in passing. I've just never liked it.
Okay.
I never liked punchline setup comedies.
Yeah.
They just never did it
like
for me.
Strong 90s
just all
audience. Sitcoms.
All traditional sitcoms.
Yeah.
Like Seinfeld was the mold breaker. But think of other than Seinfeld, and I'm talking 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s.
Yeah.
Name a sitcom, a traditional sitcom that wasn't set up punchline, or set up punchline. I just don't. I don't find that funny. It doesn't resonate with me.
Yeah,
I like more. Like, I'm not saying you don't.
Yeah.
I'm saying I just like more intelligent comedy. So Curb, The League, Fleabag, like stuff like that, which is not a traditional sitcom.
Yeah, it's fair, and I mean, it really shows its age.
Yeah, Modern Family's another one I liked, and it wasn't traditional setup punchline.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't really watch that show very much.
It's actually pretty good.
So then I'm just kind of rehashing. Like I said, I rewatched Knives Out. I really liked the original Knives Out.
Yeah, it's very good.
I wasn't as big as a fan for the sequel.
Yeah.
But watching it, and knowing, like, I remember when I first watched it, I was kind of like, oh, where's this going? Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But rewatching it, knowing the back end, they really pepper in, like, hints.
Oh yeah, they've got a lot.
They really do. Like, if you go back and watch it, like, oh yeah, of course. Okay, yeah, why did I not see that the first time?
Yeah,
like, obviously they tell you right in the first 10 fucking minutes.
Yeah,
right.
They reveal it right away,
pretty quick. Yeah. So yeah, it's that part's kind of always fun to go back and watch.
But they reveal it, but you don't know what they're revealing. Like what I mean by that is, it seemed pretty straightforward, right? Like that she gave him the like you didn't know what he did.
You don't know.
Like
that.
it's the first murder mystery where you don't know what the murder is.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's and I don't know if they filmed this intentionally. Way that it's almost a different viewing when you watch it a second time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you know, because now you know everyone's intentions and the story, and watching how they interact, I think you almost get a different view out of it.
Well, it's you appreciate the craft of filmmaking and writing when you watch it like that.
Yeah, it really makes you think that everyone who thinks, I could write a better movie, it's like, no, you probably couldn't.
Speaking of movies, going on to General Gripes.
General Gripes.
A long time ago, we put something on our apathy appendix. And that was Gladiator Part 2.
Yeah.
And I sat down for 2 hours and 43 minutes and watched Gladiator Part 2.
But it was on the appendix.
You know what? I had about 3 people tell me this is one of the best sequels I've ever seen.
Oh, shush their mouths. No, it's not going to be.
And let me tell you, I want you to watch it just so you can watch how bad it is. It is one of the worst movies I've seen. Actually, if I would have seen it in November... it would have made my list.
It would have been on your
list.
list.
It would have been on the bottom 5. When you're watching a movie, and in the middle of it, you're cognizantly thinking about how bad the writing is.
Yeah,
like you shouldn't be thinking about the writing when you're watching a movie. It should.
True.
It should just you should be enveloped in the writing was so bad in this movie. Particularly there's one scene where I don't want to spoil it movie for you, but
I don't think any of our listeners, if our listeners have already watched it, they're not going to go watch it now.
Yeah, and there's particularly one scene where the main character is in a jail cell because he's a slave, right? And the female character, the queen or whatever, the empress or whatever from the first movie, she comes in to confront him, and they have a conversation about something, and you know what the conversation is supposed to be about. Okay. And the interaction they have is about nothing about it, and then they still come away from the conversation as if they had the proper conversation.
Gotcha.
It's the messiest scene I've maybe seen ever. And that's on the top of my list of the gripes. That one scene was just so goddamn bad. 2, the villain in the movie is very, very bad. 3, the acting from Denzel, who I think he got nominated for a Golden Globe or an Oscar. Like Denzel,
he did get nominated for Golden Globe.
Acting was awful. The 2 emperors, their acting. So first off, they had the one guy from Stranger Things, and who's going to be in the Fantastic Four. Don't remember his name. Joseph Quinn, I think his name is.
Okay, like one of the kids.
He was one of the. Yeah, he was the guy.
Tommy. No. The D&D.
Yeah, the Deathfire Club, Hellfire Club guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, who died at the end?
Yeah,
he died.
Spoilers.
Anyway, he was in this movie as one of the emperors, and I don't know if they just said, listen, we want you to overact the shit out of this, but be very bad at it, because he did that, and he's a good actor. And then what they did is, there was a scene where one of the emperors gets killed off, and they killed off the better of the 2 actors and let the worst actor.
Oh, no.
And when I say worst actor, I mean this guy is by far the worst actor in this movie, and it's
like by a lot.
Like you're thinking, man, this kid, God bless him, can't act to save his life, and it's so bad. And they let his character live. And you're like, what is going on? Okay, and then there's one historically inaccurate thing that really bugged me. Okay. So what they did in Roman times, and this is true, they did flood the Colosseum and have mini ship battles.
Yeah.
Okay, that was true story.
Yeah.
What they didn't do, okay, and this is a historical fact, they didn't have multiple, not one, but multiple, up to 5 great white sharks swimming in the Colosseum. 1, how do they catch the great white sharks? 2, what Roman archaic aquarium did they have to house these sharks? And 3, I'm watching this, I'm like, who approved this? I've never had a movie where I sat there and paused it so many times to talk out loud to myself about how bad the movie was.
And would sharks just hang out if there was like cannons and war boats going on? They wouldn't just hang out there. They'd be scared and trying to swim away as far as they could.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, this movie was so bad. It's do you have Paramount Plus?
No.
Okay, so it's free on Paramount Plus, or you can rent it. You know what? I want you to watch it just so you can. I need confirmation on this, because I went back to the people that recommended it to me, and I said, I sat them down and I go, we need to talk about something, and they thought it was all serious, right? And I'm like, I don't know, and this is the exact words I said. I don't know on a fucking planet that this movie's good, but I don't know what the fuck you were watching. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen.
I'm ending our friendship.
I am ending our friendship now. I didn't say that, but
okay. But I want to back up. Yeah. So Denzel's in this. So I've watched a few previews and reviews about the show. I didn't watch it because I don't want it to wreck my view and enjoyment of the first Gladiator. That's why I choose not to watch it out of the gate. But in the trailers, now this does take place in ancient Rome.
Yes,
correct.
That's correct.
And Denzel's one of the main actors.
Oh yeah, and it's got Kevin Costner syndrome. This whole movie.
Okay, so that's my question. Because in the trailers, I hear Denzel and he's just Denzel talking.
He's just talking. Half the people have English accents.
Yeah.
Half the people have like some other dialect accent, and he's got just an English accent. It's accent confusion through the whole movie.
Right. So at least in the first Gladiator, everybody had an English accent.
In Rome, which made no sense.
Right. But at least everyone had the same accent.
Yeah.
Right? Like you could say, okay, they're doing the old thing, which everyone's British, right?
Yeah.
But then just to flabbergast all languages, it takes me out of the because this is trying to be an accurate, unquote accurate Times piece. And he can't just have everyone just fucking talking.
And the two brother emperors, they didn't have the same kind of accent.
Oh my god!
Like they're because the one is English, and then the other one's American, and he couldn't do the other guy's accent,
so they just said, "Go for it."
Then he's doing his best.
Does Ridley Scott give a shit about any of this?
But like I said, he's one of the worst. No, like I said, and remember a couple of weeks ago, I said this is one of the. I told you what the cinematographer said about Ridley Scott about this movie, about how lazy he was. This is, you know what, lazy writing, lazy directing,
all of it,
everything.
So he doesn't give a shit. This is literally just a money grab for old RS.
This movie sucked out loud.
It doesn't make like if you're going to do something. Okay, The Death of Stalin.
Yeah,
which is a comedy movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie,
right? And you do it, but everyone just does their own accent. Steve Buscemi's in there talking like he's from Brooklyn, and everyone else is just doing their.
You're
accents.
In on the joke, though.
But you're in on the joke because that's exactly what it is, and they do a good job of that, and they kind of lean into it that way, right? But it's also a comedy. But this is like an actual period piece, massive historical thing, and you got Denzel just dropping it like it's L.A. and hot, right? I feel it's a disservice to Denzel because I know Denzel can do accents, and so someone told him, you know what, Denzel, just do you. Like he was directed to not do it.
Okay, and I'm going to say something. It's going to be a little controversial.
Okay, you're not going to shit on my Denzel, are you?
There was some scenes where Denzel felt like he was the guy from Training Day and not a guy who lives in a Roman Empire way back in the you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh god, this is awful.
And that's shitty direction. Awful. That's shitty direction, right?
Yeah. And you know what? Here's the thing: when I watch something about the ancient gladiator, like something that's super like Spartacus, if I watch something super stylized, over the top gore, over the top language, first off, the language wasn't even accurate. Over the top. That was a better representation of that time than this movie. This movie was just bleh.
Yeah.
It was just bleh. I can't believe I'm talking about this movie. It's so bad.
Well, and that's why I always, because you can tell he's not, Ridley Scott's not there for this. He's just, and he hasn't been there for any of them. But that's what it is. When people talk about directors, when they talk about movies, listeners, the director's job is to direct the actors in the scene. You have assistant directors. You have scene, everyone who sets everything else up. Like the director's not usually there setting up, okay, set this lighting and do this and this stunt does that. Like they're not there directing the stunts. They're not there directing the explosions. They have ADs for that. The director of the movie directs the cast during the scene. That's the part of it. That's the job of director. Mm-hmm. That's why these movies fucking suck. Because I guarantee Ridley Scott had fucking no notes, didn't give a shit, just sat in the chair and said, yeah, go, do it. And we'll do it in post. Fuck it, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee that's what this movie led to.
It was really bad. But he also didn't write the movie. The movie's writing was bad.
Yeah, because he didn't want to. He didn't give a fuck.
He didn't.
Right? He's just like, yeah, okay, I'll sit in the chair and say go. But
right. I got 5 more gripes.
I've also got a few gripes. Okay, here's my question. I like music.
Okay.
I don't hate any music.
Okay.
I should say, except for what I'm about to talk about. What is going on with the new artists ish?
Yeah.
Sort of. just remixing and singing a way worse version of greater older songs. And these songs are still like hitting number one, but they're getting number one because they were great old songs. But these new people singing them are just garbage. We got, Miley Cyrus doing Black Dog by Zeppelin. We got, Britney Spears is not old, but she did the Hold Me Closer with Elton John. Dua Lipa did the Cold Heart with Elton John, which fucking is a terrible song, but Elton John's is way better. You have the weird Youngblood guy doing Wild Horses for the Stones. Terrible. Why, Corbyn? Why, Corbyn? Why?
Two things that are happening right now in music, and I'm not super up to date with music, so some of the songs that you're mentioning I haven't heard. But two things are happening. One, there's no creativity. Sorry, there's no new sound right now.
Right.
Okay. When I think of the 80s, there's a distinctive sound, whether it's metal or it's pop music. There was a sound to it. In the 90s, there was a sound to it. In 2000s, there was a sound to it. But from 2010, 2012 on, it's all auto-tuners and monotone singing. And nothing has a beat anymore. Did you watch the Super Bowl halftime show last night?
No.
Okay, so I watched it. It was Kendrick Lamar, apparently a very popular singer.
Sure, okay.
And it was all monotone hip-hop that, first off, you couldn't understand anything he said with the words. Yeah. You didn't know what he was singing about. Some people did, obviously. I didn't. And it was all monotone. It just sounded the same. Post Malone, all his songs sound the same.
Yeah.
Like he just,
Ed Sheeran.
Ed Sheeran, I can give a little leeway to. He's got actually well-written songs from what I can hear.
Yeah, but it's just the same full
Post
chords.
Malone, it's monotone auto-tuner, and it's just awful.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say everything sucks, but I just don't think there's no distinction about what music is right now.
And looking at ourselves, is this just that we're getting older and we're not up to date with the new hip music of the day? Is that the problem, or is there truly? Or because I guarantee in the 80s, everyone's like, oh, this 90s music sucks. There's no fucking rock and soul to it. And just like they would have done in the 60s and 50s. Is that just us? Is that just our time now?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because I'm not like, shut this shit off. I don't want to hear it. I'm not doing that. Yeah. I'm like, give me a good song, and if it's good, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm not like, turn this shit off. So I think that's the difference.
Okay.
But when I hear it, like I've listened to, I'm like, okay, Post Malone. So he had one song in the Spider-Man show or whatever, the Spider-Man movie. And so I listened to it. I'm like, okay, this sounds pretty good. And then I listened to all his other songs. I'm like, man, this all sounds exactly the same.
Exact same song.
It's the exact same song with different. This is Britney Spears in 1996 all over again. Have you ever listened to that? Like it's famous. So Oops, I Did It Again and Baby Hit Me One More Time. Okay. It's the exact same beats. The beats are exactly the same, and there's this comedy duo that actually went on stage and they both sang Oops, I Did It Again and Baby Hit Me One More Time at the same time, and it's the exact same. There was like, oh god, that's what Post Malone sounds like to me. Everything's the same.
Yeah.
There's some people I like. Some people are good.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're dumb for liking it, but it's stupid and you should feel dumb.
Yeah, I know. So I got one. Are you done with that one?
I'm done with that one.
I want to talk about Tim Hortons and the state of our attention spans.
Okay.
So I bought a hot chocolate muffin from Tim Hortons.
Okay.
Let me describe.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Let me describe this muffin. It's a chocolate muffin, and it has cream. It's cream filled.
Okay.
And then on the top it has like chocolate chips or like some sort of chocolate thing. Okay. And I'm looking at this muffin, and I take a bite, and I'm like, this muffin is for people who have no attention span. They're like, it's for Tik Tokers. We got to catch you with the chocolate chips. Okay. You take a bite. Okay. Now you got the chocolate, and then, oh shit, we're losing them. Here's the fluffy cream center. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just this is
it's the muffin for the ADHD youth.
They couldn't make one good muffin, and they threw three shitty things in it.
Yeah.
And couldn't make it good, but they're trying to hook you and hook you and hook you. This is the state of our attention span in the world.
Yeah.
That Tim Hortons is making a hot chocolate muffin, and it's so disappointing.
Did you see when Tim Hortons signed up with Justin Bieber to make specific Justin Bieber donuts and Timbits?
What's a Justin Bieber donut?
Exactly. Like they just said, what do you want to make? And they were the most outlandish, stupidest fucking gummy bear, chocolate drizzle, caramel. It's the same thing. Like it was just a massive dough covered in shit.
Let's grab your attention here.
Yeah.
That's it.
Here's everything. It's just, I'm like, what is this? I literally, my favorite donut is literally the old fashioned. That's what it's called.
You know what? An old. You know what? Actually,
like a sour cream glazed donut.
Fuck off with Tim Hortons. Go to a real bakery and get just a fresh off the thing glazed donut.
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing
Perfect.
ever.
It's perfect.
Or like a cronut. A cronut's really good, which is kind of like a glazed donut, but
croissant
better.
donut. Yeah.
That's one great.
Yeah, honestly, fuck Tim Hortons, man, because the last decade they've just gone to shit.
It's not even about Tim Hortons. It's about us. This is a reflection on us.
Yeah.
This is like we don't have the intelligence to discern what a good fucking muffin is anymore.
And you bought it.
And I bought it.
You bought it. It worked.
But I realized while eating the muffin
after what
happened to me.
Yeah.
I realized that I'm the problem.
You realize you're in the Ponzi scheme after you're in it.
I'm like, I'm like, we have no attention span anymore. We don't. Yeah. We can't sit and just do.
No, you're right.
And this muffin is a reflection on our entire society.
You had a real moment in that, Tim.
I had a real moment.
You had a real person
think
moment.
I'm a genius for coming up with it.
I have something I want to talk to you about on the exact same level.
Go ahead.
Lip chaps.
Yeah, I got a lot of lip chaps over here.
Why? Why do I need them all the time now, Corbin? In my youth, you just pulled out a handful of lip chaps in front of me. There's one there too. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just literally pulled out 5.
Yeah.
Why? In my youth, I never needed it, but now my lips are as dry as your wit. So what do I? Like, why do I need them now all the time? Why? What did this happen?
I haven't used lip chap in probably 10 years, and I had to, like, emergency lip chap last week.
Okay.
So I know what you're feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have Fanta flavored lip chap?
I think it's...
Can we go back to your muffin for a second?
So for the people who can't see what's going on my table that we're at, there's 5 tubes of lip chap sitting here. And this is because my son keeps losing his lip chap, and I've collected all of them where he's lost, and I put them on the table.
Okay, so so your son is using lip chap.
Yes.
I don't think I put lip chap on my lips till I was at least in my mid-20s.
I had really chapped lips when I was young. I used to get a split in my lip here, and it was the worst.
So is this a genetics thing then?
Yeah. I think it was drier when I was young.
Was it?
Yeah. Because now, I mean, there's no cold. There's only cold for like a month and a half now.
That's what you're saying.
And so I had an emergency one last week when it started to get cold.
So why did I need to start doing it? Because apparently my genetics are just full of juicy lips. And now I need to start doing
lip
it.
Genetics.
Is it because I used it and now I have to? Like, is this a drug thing? Like, I put it on and now my body's just like, oh, you have to do it forever now? Like, is that what it is?
No. Because I did it and I was done. After I'm like, oh, it's fixed. I'm out.
I don't like it.
Juicy lip genetics.
Juicy lip genetics. Yeah. Also a good one.
Yeah, that's what you got. I'm going to double down on my restaurant complaints.
Okay.
Where we live, there are no good cheeseburgers.
Okay.
And I am tired of it.
Okay.
Let me tell you this really quickly.
Okay.
So I got so mad that there was no good cheeseburgers, and I did like a tour of cheeseburgers, and I tried various cheeseburgers.
Okay.
There are no good cheeseburgers in the city where I live anymore. And I got mad.
Yeah.
And I went to Amazon.
Yeah.
And I immediately bought a 4-burner griddle.
Did you?
Because I'm going to make my own cheeseburgers.
You're gonna do it.
I'm going to do smashed onion burgers from now on because they're the greatest hamburger alive.
Yeah.
And I'm not buying hamburgers from anywhere else anymore because they are terrible.
Okay. I don't necessarily disagree with you.
Do you remember when like A&W cheeseburgers were good?
They were really good.
And do you remember when Wendy's were fresh and you'd take it and the whole paper they gave it to you was like covered in grease?
Yeah, and cheese.
No. Now they're completely dry because they're not made fresh.
Correct.
They don't do anything. Like, it's just awful. I'll say Burger King kind of has an okay one because it's got a grill flavor. But again, they do so much prep ahead of time that nothing's fresh anymore.
No.
But then I went to a fresh place. I went to not Five Guys.
Oh, yeah, Five Guys.
So I went to Five Guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is going to be great. And I tasted it, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this city? And what they did, this is what it felt like.
Yeah.
When you got a griddle, you want to leave it on there and get a char.
You have
at
char.
A high heat.
You have to
at
char.
A high heat.
Yeah.
This burger seemed like the heat wasn't very high, and the burger steamed. It steamed in its own juices. Yeah. And it didn't get no char marks, no flavor, and it just felt like a boiled burger. There's not a good burger in this city, and I'm tired of it, and I took action.
Okay, have you
tried
a restaurant called Streets with a Z?
Yes, but I've never gotten burgers there.
They have a single smash burger there.
Okay.
It's a double patty cheese smash burger. It's actually quite decent if you're looking for one. They have a really good kind of a sauce that they put on it.
Will they smash onions into it if I want?
Sure. Yeah, you can get extra stuff. You can tell them whatever you want. They'll make it. But it is good. But that's the thing I like about it, is that it is always charred. Because they make it there on the grill, and it's always charred. And it is decent. There's another good one at that Halifax restaurant that was actually invented in Alberta.
Blowers in Grafton?
Yeah, they also have a smash burger. It's not as good, but they put a lot of onions on it.
Okay, they have to wow me. Like, it has to be amazing now.
But I
don't want a thick patty. I want like thin patties, but multiple of them.
Long, thin, double stacked patties.
Yes.
Like a smash burger. I agree. It's the best one.
Yeah.
But so Streets or Blowers and Grafton. But Streets is the better one.
All right, I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get back to you on the next podcast.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I might go there today. I'm serious.
Yeah. No, I think
I may go there today to try it.
Over there. Go try it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think you like it.
Ugh. All right. Go ahead with yours.
Where am I here? Hey, why? Continuing on with my failing body. I need a leg pillow now.
Oh, I've always had a leg pillow.
It brings me shame that my body just can't lay anymore.
Let me tell you, what kind of mattress do you have? Do you have a spring mattress?
No.
Do you have a Tempur-Pedic mattress?
Sure.
Like a memory foam mattress? Okay. So once I got that and I started sinking in, I used the leg pillow, and it just keeps my hips right.
Yeah.
I hadn't had back pain since I started doing it.
And that's exactly why I started.
I had back pain every day for like 10 years. And so then I only sleep on my side.
Yeah.
I stack 2 Tempur-Pedic pillows under my head.
Yeah.
I have a soft, fluffy pillow that I wrap my arm around.
A
and
pillow.
I have a leg pillow. And I've never had an ounce, and not even an ounce of pain ever since I've done that.
Yeah. And since I started doing my lower back pain's gone away.
Yeah.
Because I would have, I'm like, what am I doing?
I say not feeling old. I say we're taking care of ourselves, and it's fantastic.
But it's just we're just laying there.
We're ahead of the curve.
Ah, man, I just feel so. I put it down. I was like, ugh.
No,
but I need it. Like my young excitable wife gets in bed, and then I'm just filling up pillows so that I could just I got to hold my old man body together with pillows, wife. I hope this looks nice and great for you.
Well, do what me and my wife do. Nothing ever happens at night.
That's fair, because I'm so tired at nighttime.
Yeah, she gets in bed at 8:30, and she's already like nothing happens at night.
That's me. Like as soon as I lay down with that pillow between my legs,
it's almost a rule between us. It's just like, no, it's nighttime. I'm out.
So you just got to dodge around the kids.
Yeah, and it's actually a little more exciting that way.
Yeah.
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 Well, they might catch us.
Oh, Tanner's out there again.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Tanner? What?
So yeah, that happens.
Yeah,
I'm glad you do too, because I'm gonna. Okay, maybe I'm looking at it wrong.
There's nothing worse than going through your day with back pain. It is awful.
It is so annoying.
Yeah, but having nothing, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
And then you're better for everything else you want to do. Say you want to exercise, you're going to feel better exercising.
Yeah.
Or if you're like me, you better sitting on the couch. You don't hurt sitting on the couch. It's fantastic.
That's true. Yeah, my lower back pain has gone away.
Yeah.
All right. How do you feel a bit better? I think
I'm good. I'm glad you feel good.
Yeah.
We were talking about Batman earlier. I'm going to talk about Batman again.
Batman.
Okay.
I'm Batman.
I'm going to talk about another comic in the early 2000s.
In a world,
or maybe late 90s. It might be. I don't remember if it's early 2000s or late 90s. There was a Batman comic. It was like a 4-issue episode by Jim Lee, who's maybe the greatest comic book artist ever.
Yeah.
And a guy named Jeff Loeb, who's a writer. And they did a Hush comic.
Oh, Hush!
Have you heard of the Hush comic?
Yes, I have.
Okay, I'm not going to spoil what happens in the Hush comic, because rumor is, and they started it in the Robert Pattinson's The Batman. They drop a lot of hints that Hush is in this universe in the first movie. A lot.
Do they?
Yes, they do. And I'm excited for Hush to be in Batman Part 2. I hope he's the main villain.
Yep.
But they're doing a new Hush comic 25 years later. So, it starts coming out in February, and I'm very excited to pick it up. And it's by the original creators, Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb.
Was Thomas Elliott in the Batman movie?
So when they are doing a bunch of background information, like when for instance, like when they go to the orphanage and there's that whole presentation with stuff, and there's news articles everywhere. A lot of it is about Thomas Elliott and this reporter that was maybe the father of Thomas. Lots of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So there's lots of Thomas Elliott stuff.
Okay.
That's in there.
I like that.
Yeah. So I'm very excited for this. I just wanted to bring it up. Batman 2. Hopefully it's Hush.
I think that would be in the Batman movies they're making now, I think it would be a very good setup for a character like Hush. Like, You couldn't have done it. I mean, they could have tried it in Nolan's, but I don't think it would have worked. Like, you got to go real dark.
This one's really good.
Like I think it's a good setup for a character like Hush.
Yeah, I told you how much I loved the Batman.
Yep.
You know,
yes,
that Batman movie, The Batman, is my favorite Batman movie by far.
Yeah.
Everyone, no, Dark Knight. No, you're not paying attention. That's the best Batman movie ever. Okay, sorry. I just wanted to bring that up.
No, I like that. Yeah, that would be actually good. I will. Do I have one more?
I got two more.
Okay, give me one more.
So I watched the Fantastic Four trailer the other day.
Oh, yeah. I do want to talk about this.
I want to know. So, okay, the idea is Ben Grimm, the Thing, okay?
Correct.
He's Ben Grimm, goes to space, something happens, turns him into the Thing.
Yeah.
Okay?
Radiation.
I want to know why he loses a finger.
He molds into like the four finger thing.
He's like
3 fingers and a thumb.
Three fingers and a thumb.
Yeah.
Why does he lose a finger?
I assume just that's how they drew him.
It doesn't make any sense.
Back in the 50s, and that's just what they did.
Why? But in the movie, he's got 4 fingers. It doesn't make any sense.
In the trailer, did he have 4 fingers?
No. Yes, it was 3 fingers.
Sorry, 3. Yeah,
3 fingers in the trailer. I got a picture of it.
Yeah,
I'm like, why does he lose a finger?
Yeah. I could see that. Maybe it's just hard to. His hand's too big to have 4.
I don't know.
Is that it? What are your thoughts on that trailer?
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, please.
I watched it, and I forced my memory to forget it. I just remember the fingers, so I don't remember anything. I remember Galactus' head coming out at the end, but I don't really remember anything from the movie.
I don't either. I kind of feel the same way. I just watched it like, all right.
Listen, there's never been a good Fantastic Four movie.
No, there hasn't.
They've all been terrible. I don't find the dynamics, and this goes back to me reading comics. I'm like, this dynamic doesn't interest me.
Yeah,
they're not interesting characters to me. Put it that way.
The only time people talk about the Fantastic Four in a light in which they like them, it's always when a member of the Fantastic Four is interacting with a different member from the MCU. Specifically, Johnny Storm and Peter Parker are best buddies. And people love that interaction.
I loved Mr. Fantastic in this Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's great.
Yeah, they always love it when they're interacting with other characters, like the family unit of the Fantastic Four. Everyone's like, bleh.
Big crap sandwich.
So yeah, I know that's MCU's big tentpole movie this year, and that one they really need. I think the Captain America
this year.
Yeah, the Captain America movie's done. Like that's not making fucking money.
Dude, I'm Mr. Captain America movies.
I know you are.
I'm going on Thursday night. Like, I'm going.
But it's not going to be good.
It's going to be amazing. I haven't seen any of the trailers. It's going to be amazing.
That's why you don't think it's going to be
good. Dude, it's going to be awesome.
It won't.
Don't hurt my feelings.
It won't, and we'll talk about it. I'm not.
No, we're not spoiling it. We're not spoiling it.
Well, no, when you're done, when you watch it,
all right,
come back, we'll talk about it because it's not going to be good.
Okay.
Maybe I'll go with you. I don't want to watch it, but I might go with you just to sit in the theater and look at you and go.
Thursday late show.
What day is it?
I know you go to bed at 9:30 usually.
I do. I love my sleeps.
Thursday late show. I don't know what time it is. Like 10 o'clock or something.
Like this Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can do this Thursday.
All right, let's do it.
Done.
Okay.
Book. Hey, everyone. We're going to a movie together.
Greatest Captain America movie.
We're going to hold pinkies. It's going to be terrible. At least there'll be popcorn.
Woo! Do you have one more?
Yeah, but it's too off topic. Let's do one of yours.
Off topic.
Yeah,
it
changes the thing. Why do we pretend that we're supposed to hang out with people who we never see and talk to?
Oh, okay. So say it again to me again.
All right, I'll give you an example.
Okay.
You go to some family thing and your cousin's there who may or may not live in the same town as you, and they're like, "Oh, hey, it's Corbyn. You never call, you never write, and you're always hiding. We should hang out. I'm always around. You should hang out, call me. You should feel bad for not talking to me." Yeah. And you're like, "Bitch, we've never talked. You don't call me. This is our relationship. Now that we're together in this moment, why are you pretending like it's some other relationship that it's not and trying to make me feel bad?"
Yeah.
Right? Why does that always happen?
I'm trying to think. Does that happen to me?
Maybe just because I'm popular. But what do you think? Why does it always happen, Corbyn? People's like, "Oh," I'm like, we've never had that relationship.
I think here's the difference. Okay, this is my theory.
Okay,
my theory is it was always like this, and we accepted it a lot more. But the older we get, we spend more time trying to get out of plans, than making plans.
Okay,
so any plans that people try to make with us now, it's like hyper, like it's super. What's the word I'm looking for?
Boobs.
Any people trying to make plans now, it's like
hyper-focused.
Hyper-focused. Whereas before, everyone tried to make plans of this. And we were like, yeah, plans. But now, it's like, nobody makes plans.
Like us, next Thursday, 9:40, one place, going there.
Yeah, I'm going there for sure. I'm expecting your
I'll go.
Tap out about an hour before that.
No, I'll go. I mean, I'll be sleepy, but I'll go.
But does that make sense? What I'm trying to say?
Well, no, because I guess this is just let's say a random interaction. Like we go to a random like familial party that they happen to go there, and then they just give you shit for never talking to them. It's like, yeah, we've never talked anyway.
Yeah,
and you're just now giving me shit because you see me.
You could have texted me,
right? And it's just this weird game of everyone's like, oh, we should be best friends. We never talk and blah, blah. And then you leave and you won't talk again and they won't talk again because they don't really want to. But it's just this fake
thing. Have you ever done that to someone else?
No.
I
don't. I actually just tell people now, like, you never call me. I'm like, no, I don't.
Oh.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, haha. I'm like, yeah, no. I mean, why?
I don't do it.
I'm not going to call you.
Let me ask you this question. Okay. When you, and I've got a similar question later, but when you retire, how many people are you actually going to keep in contact with?
Like,
honestly,
in general, or from work?
From work.
From work?
Yeah. How many, honestly? Like,
dude,
be honest.
Barely any.
Yeah.
Because all the people that have retired from the acting studio that we work at, I don't talk to any of them.
Yeah.
Right? Unless you're friends. Like, work friends are great.
But I think when you're not around, I think you fade into the background of other people's minds.
You don't,
and when they leave, they definitely fade
because
into yours.
There's always a next play, and it has to go on, right? It doesn't matter how integral you were to the play before. Like, you might have been the linchpin star of the show. It wouldn't have happened without you. But the day you're gone, another play needs to go on, and it don't fucking matter if you're there or not. So, and I think some actors have a hard time with that because they identify so much with being an actor. Like, that's who they are. I am an actor. That's who I am. And then the second they're no longer acting, I think that's a hard turn for them.
Like, for instance, our one of our guests. Holy shit! Wow. My thing just. Mind getting that? All right.
I'm gonna quickly pause because we're breaking shit, and we'll be right back.
All right, we're back. Okay, so what I was trying to say, so for instance, I did a play with one of our former guests, Kyle.
Oh yeah, Kyle.
Yeah, and you know, he retired from acting.
Yeah,
and I didn't keep in touch with him as probably well as I should have. And does that make me a bad friend, or is that just the way things is?
No, because that's just the way things are, man. You're an adult with a family and a life outside of
I want to
work.
keep in touch with Kyle, but sometimes you just you don't have that commonality and things to talk about sometimes.
True. You know? And if you are truly friends, it doesn't matter how long is in between. When you come back together, that friendship is still there. Like, the friendship itself doesn't diminish. It might not grow, but it doesn't go away. Like, if you go back to high school, like if you go back to some kid you were friends with in high school, you probably haven't talked to in 20 years, but you go sit around a table and have dinner together, you'll immediately be right back to where you were.
Yeah.
At that point in your life, and that's fine. I think that's you can have these relationships throughout your life, but every person is just like, oh, will you do this? Will you come see me? It's like, no.
I don't want to.
No.
It's the nature of relationships when you get old.
Yeah.
And you don't have kids, but
thankfully,
I do.
Ugh.
So I would say it's even more pronounced when you have kids because you spend
all
your time investing in these little humans.
Do you know how many friends I've lost because of children?
How many?
At least 3,
and none of it was on your side, right? You just
no, it just happens, and I don't blame them because if they make tiny humans, they have to care for them, right? And that time's gone. And I told them as soon as they got people pregnant, I'm like, this is over.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? No, it's not real. I'm like, no, this is done. This friendship. I mean, we'll have a friendship, but this friendship right now, this is now over.
It's now different
because of your decision making. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I know. It's a thing.
It is.
I
mean, I'm okay with that. Like, I'm fine with people evolving, but to come back and pretend like it should be something it isn't, that always annoys me, I guess is my point.
Or maybe they're projecting what they wish it was.
Right, but then they don't put any effort into it, actually. Right. They're wishing upon a wish that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Right?
That's interesting.
Don't wish upon a wish, everybody.
Don't wish upon a wish. One last one for me.
Go.
It's not an amendment per se, but I want to say that I forgot about this movie when we did our top 10 of the last half decade.
Oh yeah, you can't amend it now. But
I'm not amending it, but I'm mad that I didn't consider this movie at all. I just skipped over and forgot.
Okay.
And it's a kids movie. And it's
the robot.
No.
Oh
no, it's Encanto.
Encanto?
You've ever seen Encanto?
I don't think I have,
dude. It's a movie with the songs written by Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Well, that'd be good.
And it's
the Spanish one?
Encanto.
Yeah.
Yes.
I spelled Encanto wrong.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to say that I wish I considered it more, and it could have made my top 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had not watched it, but okay, good movie. Yeah. Signed off by Corbyn.
Signed off for me. We're now going on to our top 5.
So, just to keep our listeners up to date, just for how we're doing it season 2. Do you want to go back how we're doing our top 5 in season 2, Corbin?
We're doing season 2 differently now, moving forward, and I've gotten good feedback about this, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, good.
That when we are going to do a top 5, usually before last year, one person would come with a top 5, give us their top 5 with their own topic that they came up with. Now this year, we take turns picking topics for the top 5, but we both come with a list that we don't reveal to each other until we get together live right now.
Right meow. I have a belief that a lot of our lists this time are going to be close to the same.
We'll see.
But you never know.
I made a mistake. I went like, oh my God, I can't believe... Like, I had it all laid out for 2 weeks. And then like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot this fight. And it might be...
I can't do that. I
have 3 at the top that I'm like, oh, they're like interchangeable.
But this is why you always make 7 or 8 ones on our top 5. Because I make the list and I don't open it again until I get here. Because that's exactly what will happen.
Yeah,
I make my top 5 and I walk away. Because you're fiddling.
You're
fiddling with your lineup. And it's just going to be a problem.
I know.
That's all you're doing.
I have 5, but I had... Oh, okay, yeah.
What's our top 5?
Okay, now I want to be clear about something. This is top 5.
Top 5.
MCU. That's Marvel Cinematic Universe movie fights.
Movie fights.
Movie fights.
Correct. Movie fights. We clarified that.
Fights in Marvel movies. MCU only. Doesn't count like the Spider-Man from the early 2000s. Just
just the current MCU.
Starting with Iron Man on.
Yes.
So
we're not talking about the Daredevil hallway fight scene. We know that's fucking killer, but we're not talking about the TV shows.
Not talking about the TV shows.
Top 5s only.
Okay, so let's come up with a thing. So whoever's list it is, they get to reveal theirs last. How's that?
So that I'll go first.
So you go first, and then next week you go last. I'll go first.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I count. Yeah.
All right. So you go first. I'll go last.
Okay.
Do we have any honorable mentions really quickly?
No, I locked my top 5
I'm not going to tell them. Okay. Ready?
Number 5. Tanner's number 5 is the elevator scene from Winter Soldier.
Oh, very good.
It's just Captain Rogers against 10 other people at once in an elevator who are trying to capture and kill him.
Yeah.
It is a great camera angle. It is visceral. And he just jumps out of the fucking elevator. He's got nowhere to go. It's just a fun scene. I love the build up to it. Right? Because you feel it. Like, you know, they don't say anything. Like, he's at work, right? And he's just getting to an elevator. And he feels it. And they do a good job putting that across without saying anything. Or you just see a bigger and bigger dude, one after another, all comes in this elevator. And you're like, they're not going to fucking fight in this goddamn elevator, are they? And then sure as shit.
I would argue that the line he says that they showed in the trailer.
Does anyone
want to get out?
Does anybody want to get out before we start this?
They showed that in the trailer, and I would argue that sold the movie.
Yeah, it's a great line because I'm going to get a little meta with you.
Oh, please.
That is the reason why Rogers as Captain America is going to be better than Anthony Mackie's Captain America.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I don't know that to me was the kind of quintessential. He knows, but he's not. He's like, nah, fucking, we're in it now. He's like, I'm still going to be nice. You guys can fucking try and solve it, but you're going to get your ass kicked.
Yeah, and I want to kind of point out that that's the underlying thing there. Like, when you take it at face value, he's like, it's a warning.
Yeah.
That's not what it is.
No.
He's actually being nice to you. He's like, I care about you guys.
Yeah.
I'd like you to get out.
I'm trying to protect you. You need to leave.
Get out of this thing because you're getting fucked up.
Yeah. You need to do your thing. But he also has the gumshoes. He's almost not backing down from a fight because that was the whole character arc of that character. Yeah. Like, they do the good job of always paying 1 or 2 points in every movie after the first Captain America of showing that point where he is that Boy Scout saying, no, I'm not going to get bullied. Right? I like that. And it's a great fight scene.
Oh, yeah, it's such a good thing.
Such a good. Number 5.
I'm going to go with Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Not the bus fight.
Right.
The building fight.
On the bamboo? On the
bamboo,
outside? Yeah.
In the building on the bamboo.
I meddled with that one.
I am one of the people who... Well, I hope I'm one of the many people who thought Shang-Chi was a terrible movie. But
It was.
But up until the end of that building fight, it was one of my favorite MCU movies.
Because it was just regular grounded shit.
It was grounded, and I'm like, it showed the... I'm going to say this showed the awesomeness of martial arts and how it could be in the MCU.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then I swear to God, that scene ended and the movie went to shit.
Well, because then it just goes to laser sky lights and
flying dragons.
Like, if you just and just lights shows and CGI.
And a girl who learns how to shoot a bow and arrow in 4 seconds, and she's amazing at it.
Who could pull a bow and arrow that big?
Yeah,
like those things are like 70 fucking pounds.
It just took a nosedive.
But I agree. But that
and that might make that fight scene even better because the rest of the movie was so bad. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe. But that first act is tight. That first act, even the bus.
The bus is excellent.
Like, it's just it's a
the
tight
bus
first
almost
act.
made this list too.
Yeah.
That's how good it is.
I really went back to Shang-Chi a few times. It didn't make my list.
No.
But I went back to it several times. I was like, this was a good one.
That's fair.
And I was YouTubing the fights to watch them again, saying, this is a good fucking fight.
I know. It's like I said, it was the perfect martial arts movie for me.
Yeah.
Americanized martial arts movie for me.
Yeah.
Until that part when it ended, and I'm like, this is awesome.
Number 4. My number 4 is a recent one. It's Deadpool versus Wolverine.
Okay.
But it's the Kia fight.
Oh, when they're fighting
fighting in the Kia. And here's why.
Yeah, please.
I mean, there's a lot of good ones. It's like that opening scene where he's fighting the TVA. It's fun. But it's kind of it's fun because it's a Deadpool fun.
Yeah, it's more of a comedy scene.
Right. I liked the first time him and Wolverine face off, like a lot of us comic boy nerds, that's what a lot of us went to that movie for. We wanted to see them finally fucking go to town. And that was a lot of fun too. That was a good fight. They're fucking stabbing and cutting and shooting. Great. And so it kind of burns you off, right? That fight scene, like, okay. And then 21 minutes later, they're doing it again. And now they're in a car.
Yeah.
And that was when they were really amped up. They kind of knew enough of each other to be angry. And then they kind of ramped up and you can see Wolverine has a good job of getting more angry in that fight. And it's just a really well choreographed fight in a fucking minivan. And
it's a really cool location. Location is half the battle with a good fight. It
really is.
Yeah.
I think that one stands out for me for that whole movie is just when they're in that Kia and they're fighting in the windshields and fucking using the seatbelts and everything. It's a really fun, and you get a second dose of those two going at it, which was just an icing on the cake.
That movie, there was enough of those spots in the movie that saved the movie from me for how bad the story was.
Totally, absolutely was. The story was nothing. It was nothing to do it. But
there's no bad guy really in the story.
No. And we all were going to that movie to watch
Deadpool
those two
Wolverine.
fucking fight and interact. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
And I like that they gave us a good... Because if it was just that one fight, and then the rest of the movie happened, I'd be much less inclined to that movie than I am.
Yeah.
I think that they threw in another second full-on gory go-around helped.
Yeah,
so
people liked it. Number 4. I'm cheating a little bit. When I did this list, I'm like, I don't want to do any big scale stuff. I wanted the intimate stuff.
Yep.
Except for this one.
Okay.
I'm like, Endgame finale.
The big final.
The big finale in Endgame, and this is the only big scope movie I have on here.
Yeah.
In a fight. It was so rewarding for 22 movies of investment.
Yeah.
That it just rewarded everything.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, God, this is awesome. You got the Giant Man coming out. You got Hulk coming out. You got, just...
everyone.
The female team up. Like, just everything that happened in that movie was like, that hits.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I will. We talked about crying in movies last time, I think.
Yeah.
And when he goes, Avengers Assemble, and they all start going, I'm like, oh! And I choked up a little bit. I'm like, ah! I was like looking around in the theater, which was packed, and I'm like, whoa!
Because you had a decade of buy-in.
And they did it perfectly.
Yeah.
And so half of that fight for me is just the beginning of the fight where they're assembling now. I'm like, this is it. And I'm like, oh man, that hits, and then the battle paid off. You had consequential deaths.
Yeah.
It was really good. It was really good battle.
Yeah.
And arguably, it's hard for me to say it's one of the greatest movies of all time because it doesn't become the greatest movie of all time unless you invest in 22 other movies.
You buy in. Yeah.
You have to watch 22 other movies for it to be the greatest movie of all time. But I mean, if that wasn't a pre-qualifier, it's one of the best movies of all time in my head.
Yeah.
And that fight scene just caps it off.
Number 3. Funny that you put that one there.
Yeah.
Because this spot was also my big argument for that one and the one I chose.
Okay.
This one was actually harder than my 2 and 1 to decide. But this one I chose the Thanos versus Avengers on Titan in Infinity War.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And
that's a good fight.
Yeah, it was a good fight. I liked, and it was a good team up, and every one of them had a good show of ability. Like when fighting Thanos,
Even Mantis got to do something.
Troll, yeah, and she got to do her thing, right?
Yep.
But she wasn't like throwing him over her shoulder. They do that kind of nonsense. But she would do like what she would do, and it would work for a while, right? But and I know everyone freaks out about the Peter Quill thing, but it does fit to what his character, to what he did. Like it wasn't that outside. And yeah, everyone gets that little moment to shine. And then that one kind of final one-on-one between him and Iron Man, that really solidified it for me, right? Because, again, it's just a great example of Tony Stark's character and how he's finally kind of I'm now kind of leaning into that. Now I'm that hero. He's like, he's almost becoming the Captain America of not being the playboy selfish guy. Like he's going to keep fighting when everyone's getting fucked, and he's just going it all. And then he gets that last respect and just fucking shanked and dead.
Yeah,
right. And then I mean that leads into the fucking gut punch of an ending for that movie. But I really liked that fight. It was a little CGI heavy, but it looked good. Everyone kind of had their moments. It was, I think people were on the edge of their seat more for that fight than the Endgame fight. And that's kind of why I chose this one, because you didn't know what was going to happen. You knew there was a part 2 of this movie when it came out, right? You know in Endgame Thanos loses. I mean, we know that. We knew that was the outcome. And like I said, the kick of that movie was it was the culmination of 10 years and everyone showed up. That was awesome. But this one, you didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know the ending.
Right.
And I think they
really ended on a sour note.
It really did. And I think that palpitated the fight more. That sense of the unknown, that fear of, they're not actually doing this. They're not actually fucking winning this.
Yeah.
So that's why I went to that one for number 3.
And can I just piggyback on it?
Yeah.
And then Avengers Endgame came out a year later, and they did the opening, and they cut off Thanos' head, and then they stopped, and then it just goes 5 years later, and everyone in the audience just went, What the fuck?
You see this,
What is going on? They killed it, man.
Yeah, it was very well done.
Number 2. No, it's still my 3.
Oh, hold on, start again.
Let's do it again.
Number 3.
And I kind of blew my wad on this one.
Oh.
I kind of said almost everything I wanted to say about the Cap elevator fight.
Oh, here it is.
It's number 3.
Number 3 on you. Okay, yeah.
Cap elevator fight.
It's awesome.
You know what? Listen.
Does anybody want to get off?
Does anyone want to get off? For me, again, this fight made the movie for me. Well, not made the movie. It sold the movie for me, like I mentioned before. I was jacked to see it, for sure. And then I saw that. I'm like, I just want to see that. Like, this is pumping up my expectations even more for this fight. And how do you choreograph guys in a 9x9 box
and fit in camera work?
Yeah, and they did it. And they did cool things like how are these people in? We've got a super strong Cap, and how do you nullify him in close quarters like that? And they just did a really...
It made sense.
And it made sense.
Right? We got a magnet against the wall.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do in a metal box.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it made sense why they did it.
Yes.
Not just for the scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It made sense what they did, why they
get the shield away quick, which they did. Start electrocuting him, get him magnetized to the wall. Like everyone had their mission. Everyone it wasn't just a straight on punch fest. Like every guy was ready to do their thing.
Yep.
And it was just choreographed right. Okay, shield gone. Stab with lightning. Get the thing on his arms and get him on the wall. Like each had their thing, and then it just slowly breaks down, and he just kicks out the shit out of everybody.
What I love about that movie and that scene, they got Frank Grillo, who plays Crossbones eventually, right? But then they've also got that other guy, and I hope you know who I talk about when I say the other guy, because he's a goon in every movie ever.
The big bald one?
No, the one who's like he's got I think he's got a scar on his face. But I mean, when you see him, I'm just like, he's the prototypical. You know who he is? He's the Asian guy.
From the 90s?
From Die Hard?
Yeah.
In the 90s, who's in every
with the long hair? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He's that guy of the 2000s.
That guy did well.
Yeah.
In movies,
really
you all know who we're talking about.
You know,
that Asian
Die
guy.
Hard,
He had sometimes he had a Fu Manchu. Sometimes he had the long hair. He's always the Asian bad guy.
He's always the Asian henchman in all the movies.
In every movie. Yeah.
That's who this guy is.
I can see that.
So they got that guy too, which I liked.
Number 2. Number 2, I went with the Green Goblin spine buster Spider-Man scene in No Way Home.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was just. I mean, Willem Dafoe, man, like he's fun to watch sometimes, and like Green Goblin, Spider-Man, bust each other through an apartment building. They're going through floors and ceilings and walls and back up and down, and you're kind of following it on this zigzag pattern with the camera. And then the shot where he's just punching the fucking goblin over and over, like in the face, and he's just cackling and laughing and staring at him like a fucking psycho. I'm like, this is fucking awesome of a fight. And then of course that inevitably ends to the death of Aunt May. But yeah, that fight where he's just that fucking rage in him and Green Goblin just being Goblin, knowing he's won, even though if he loses the fight, it doesn't matter. Like he knows as soon as he sees Spider-Man go crazy, he's like, okay, I won.
I never considered that one, and I should have. It didn't come to mind for some reason.
It was a good fight. It was my favorite part of that movie.
Yeah,
of Willem Dafoe getting full Green Goblin, and then that Peter Parker losing his shit, which then turns into the big final end where Goblin's Peter Parker, Tobey Maguire has to come and stops him because he knows he's already done this.
He's been
so he knows to stop him. Yeah, so I think that was they really gave credit to the Raimi movies on those ones.
More maniacal Green Goblin the second time around.
So awesome. I mean, he was so good.
They did justice to that.
They really
Willem
did.
Dafoe was awesome.
Yeah, he just fell right back into it. Had the same voice, the same cackle, and he wants to make a crazy person face. He's got an amazing crazy person face.
The crazy person face.
So that was my number 2.
Yeah,
big fan of that one.
Number 2. I went with Captain America and the Winter Soldier versus Iron Man in Civil War.
Yes, yeah, under the water
thing in the Russian area or whatever. It not only it hit the comic book. So there was a comic book cover with Cap holding the shield and Iron Man doing this. Yeah. They did that
the exact
perfectly.
same. Yeah, they lined it up the same.
They lined it up the same.
Yeah.
In that game that I play, over that HeroClix game, they've got 2 figures that do that.
Oh, amazing!
Oh, it's so cool. And that was anyway. You had this was the most for me. Like I guess that one you just mentioned was pretty good, but this was one of the most emotionally charged.
Yeah.
Personally, most like it's not just like they're trying to take over the world. No, this is like a personally
totally.
It's an emotionally charged.
That's the only reason that fight's happening.
Yeah,
is for personal reason.
You've got Iron Man trying to kill Cap's friend, and Cap is just trying to stop him.
He's just trying to stop him.
He's not trying to hurt Tony.
Yeah.
He's just trying to stop him.
Yeah.
And it's emotional for one, it's emotional for the other.
Yeah.
And again, it's just these hand-to-hand combats that were like you saw Iron Man, who normally is a distance fighter and does a lot of distance stuff, but he's close quarters in this fight,
which is out of his realm. Because he's not Tony Stark's not a fighter.
No,
he's not. He shoots shit out of his hands.
He's just a dude.
Yeah,
he's just a dude that shoots stuff.
Where these two are,
it's not like Batman who trains, right?
Yeah.
So having him go and just use the suit to, like one point the suit learns the fighting styles of who he's fighting, and the suit adapts, right? Yeah. Which I just thought was brilliant. And he rips off Winter Soldier's arm. Like, God, this is awesome.
Yeah,
I'm like, that fight was like one of the best things. You know what? It was one of the 2 best fights I've seen.
It was one of the top 2 best.
And
it's because it's emotionally buy-in.
Yeah,
and the characters are playing the characters as they should be, right? And that's one of my arguments for the old DC movies. Is not one DC movie had that, right? Where they have the fight and the spectacle, but it's not fucking laser beams in the sky and giant whales floating.
It wasn't personal.
It's a personal fight, and you as the audience are invested.
Yeah.
And it's not simply because they've been doing it for 10 years. It's just that movie invests you in that outcome. And putting like Cap in that position of trying to stop his 2 best friends from murdering each other, which they're going to do.
Yeah.
That's the reason why MCU wins. Yeah. In those
they developed character over
substance.
Yeah. Number 1.
No, they're gonna be the same.
Are they?
Yeah, of course. Should we say it at the same time?
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Cap and Winter Soldier knife fight.
From the knife fight. Yeah.
Knife fight. Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. For sure, they're gonna be the same.
And you know what? For those people. There's a lot of people that watch the MCU movies.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you were a big comic book reader.
Yeah.
That don't read the comic books. you did not know the Winter Soldier was Bucky.
No.
And so when that happened, it's like, holy shit.
When he steps back up and that face mask goes off.
The face mask comes off.
Yeah.
You're like, holy shit. And I knew it was coming, and it still got me. I'm like, oh, God, this is
They
good.
do a good job.
And coming into this, I have a whole section of comics. If you ever want to read it, it's the actual Winter Soldier story. It's like 25 comics long.
Okay.
And it's phenomenal. And it's all espionage Captain America stuff. It's my favorite run of comics ever.
Okay.
And it's all leading up to the death of Captain America and Winter Soldier taking over that mantle.
Yeah.
But it's all them fighting it out.
The whole way.
Dude, it's the best. And I was so excited for this movie. And so let me put you on the scale of how excited I was. Okay? My second favorite comic run of all time is the Green Lantern run by an artist named a writer named Jeff Johns. And he did one called Green Lantern Rebirth. And then he did a whole thing where because the Green Lantern character was very hokey back in the day.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I'm a Green Lantern.
Willpower.
That wasn't a thing.
That was
That was not a thing.
Oh.
He's like, I'm strong with green and I'm weak to yellow, and that was the thing.
Okay.
This guy.
Interesting.
This guy came in and said, I am making this character cool, and he reinvented him. He rebirthed Hal Jordan because Hal Jordan had died.
Yeah.
He rebirthed him, and he said, okay, now we're going to introduce the spectrum of emotions, and you have to have a certain emotion behind your color of ring, and that's what you got. So Hal had the ability to overcome great fear, and that's why he had willpower to overcome great fear, and that's what made you a Green Lantern.
Okay.
If you were a Yellow Lantern, you had the ability to instill great fear, and that's why he always beat the Yellow Lanterns, is because he had the ability to overcome great fear. And then there was Rage, which was the Red Lantern, so you had this just unbridled rage.
Yeah.
They had the Indigo Lanterns, who had compassion, or was it compassion? I don't remember. There's 8 of them, right? So Blue had hope. They had great hope, and so they were the helpers, right?
Yeah.
And then there was the Violet ones, and I don't remember what they had. They had something. And then there's and so anyway, they had this war of. First off, they had what was called the Sinestro. I'm going to go into a little bit before we talk about this fight. I'm sorry. They had the Sinestro Corps War, okay, where the Sinestro Corps was the Yellows, and they fought the Greens, and it was the biggest, coolest comic I've ever seen, almost ever.
Yeah.
And it was a huge war. And then they took it further. Like after this war, the fallout was all these other lantern colors came, and they had what was the War of Light, and they fought. Okay.
All against each other.
All against each other. Some teamed up with others to defeat each other, right? And then they went a step further, and they're like, a big part in wars is death.
Yeah.
And, what color is death? And that's the Black Lanterns. And the Black Lanterns came in.
Oh.
And the Black Lanterns had the ability to reanimate dead heroes and villains. And so then they started fighting. All the 7 got together, and they all started fighting death. And it was like the greatest arc of comics I've ever seen. Okay?
How long did that run for? Like how many?
God, 4 years at least.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was awesome. 4 years I was addicted to that comic. But this one beat it. Just because it wasn't the spectacle. It was like the nitty-gritty. It was the nitty-gritty, like espionage type stuff.
Yeah.
And Red Skull was alive. And if they used Red Skull, like I was hoping that somehow Red Skull would come back in this story.
Yeah.
Because Red Skull had the Cosmic Cube and he was using it, and it was in fact, and there's Arnim Zola still and all that stuff. And oh god, they had a good story. It was so good.
Yeah.
The only thing I hated about the comic, and this is what's going to make you laugh about the new Captain America movie, is I hated the fucking Falcon. I hated him. and so, but
yeah.
for those of you not knowing that Bucky was that Winter Soldier, man, it took, and then they just hand to hand combated the hell out of each other. Right when he like switches that knife, you're just like, oh, this is good. Okay, sorry to take up so much time. Green Lanterns and Captain America. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that was all my points. I agree. It's choreographed, unbelievable. But I mean, that's why. I mean, the Winter Soldiers, they really leaned into the fight choreographers being a big part of the movie, because they knew it was going to be a grounded spy movie. There wasn't going to be space lasers. It was just going to be they're having to lean into it. So they did a good job of prepping that. Like even Sam Jackson's escape when he got stopped in the vehicle, right?
Yes.
Like the
only car chase I like.
Yeah, they just did a good job of setting everything up that way. That movie did the fights better than any of the other ones.
Yeah.
And yeah, that culmination, and even like, yeah, okay, Falcon, but even Black Widow, like they're all getting to do their thing on the fight, like her jumping off the bridge and swinging down on the rope and then just running, like just they all had the moments.
And corruption is personal. It's very personal to Steve Rogers.
It's very personal to Steve Rogers, especially because it's basically the Nazis doing it.
Yeah,
right.
It's basically the Nazis.
Yeah, it's the Nazis coming back and just calling themselves something different.
And when he finds out his whole world has changed, like it just all adds to this fight being that much better. And because during this fight, he's not only on the run from this Winter Soldier, he's on the run from S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah,
so everybody
who is now Nazis, and that character change leads into every movie in the MCU that came after. Mm-hmm. Right now, why he went off grid? Now, why he's fighting Tony? Now, why it's just because he changed. Like he's like, no, he's like, the government's corrupt. You're all Nazis now. I'm still going to stand for my shit. You're done.
Best fight I've ever seen in a superhero movie.
Really good fight. Okay, good top 5, Corbin.
Hey, good stuff.
That was a good top 5.
Ones that I didn't put on there but were close was the Guardian 3 hallway scene.
The Guardian 3 hallway scene. Oh, yeah.
That was close. And then I almost put Black Panther versus Killmonger in the fountain there. I almost put that in there, but I didn't.
Oh, like when they're doing their who's going to be the boss?
Yeah. That was good.
That was visceral. That was a good fight. Yeah.
Good stuff. Great list, man.
Great list, everybody. Top 5 in list here. We're going to do we're going to get back to a little bit of one-on-one learning with each other, I think.
Let's do it.
A little one-on-one learning.
I do it.
With Corbyn and Tanner.
I love doing this. And by doing this, I mean we've done it once. And we're going to do
annually,
it again.
right? Yeah.
And the first time it spawned a tradition like no other on our podcast.
Did?
So maybe we'll spawn a new tradition with this one.
We spawn a lot. We spawn things.
We spawn things?
Yeah. Do you spawn things?
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Okay, I'm going to go first.
Okay.
Corbin, why do you do this?
Why do I do the podcast?
Why do you do this? Yeah.
I do the podcast because it is like it's like dreaming. You know?
Okay.
And what I mean by that is when you dream, you just download everything for that day and it goes away. And that's your dream. And then you refresh the next day. This is like the download every 2 weeks of my awake time to just, okay, this is like a release. I can bitch without bitching. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. And so that's a big part.
So
of
free
it.
counseling.
The second thing is because I want to hang out with you. That's the other reason.
Yeah. Me. Okay.
Those are my 2 main reasons. What about you?
I sort of like you. I use this as an outlet for my creativity. Yeah, I don't. It's not always comedy at work, right? Sometimes you're doing dramatic stuff.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I lean more towards the comedy, the silly, and the timing of things, and
because it's funny.
It is.
That's a reason too. Because it's funny.
It's funny, and I like having that outlet where, I mean, for whatever stars align reason, yours and mine's humor bones are pretty intertwined.
Yeah.
And it just works, man. So that's a big part of it for me. I get that outlet. So regardless of what I'm doing at work or what I'm putting on stage, this gives me that outlet of entertainment, creativity, comedy. And I get some Corbyn time as well, which is nice. Which is really nice.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And for as much as people think we hang out, this Thursday is like the first time we're going to actually hang out other than the game we
for a while.
Yeah.
This
is weird, huh?
Yeah. Because like you said, you got family. We got to fit in when we can.
Got to fit in when we can.
Yeah.
Mine is really hard hitting.
Go.
What's the weirdest food combination you enjoy?
Probably everyone always. Okay, so my wife. I shouldn't say everyone. My wife always calls me out for my rice corn.
Rice corn?
Yeah.
What's rice corn?
It's rice and corn.
Just mixed together?
Yeah.
That's not too weird.
I didn't think so. Rice and corn or mayonnaise on chicken.
Mayonnaise on chicken?
Like chicken fingers? I do Miracle Whip instead of dips.
I can forgive that because there's something called an Alabama white sauce.
That sounds like a sex act for sure.
It's got a base of mayonnaise.
Okay.
And so what the idea is you smoke your chicken.
Yeah.
And then you have this Alabama white sauce, which is more than just mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Then you dip it in the sauce, you put it back on the smoker, and then you
sauce interesting.
Into
okay.
It. And so it's definitely a white sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the most standout. Which one would you say?
Okay, so when I was a kid, I used to take cheese slices and wrap them around bananas, and I used to eat them. Banana cheese.
Really?
It was one of my favorite things.
Do you still do that?
You know what? If I did it today, I know I would like it.
You would like it.
I would 100% like it because it brings back it's a memory flavor. You know,
is this something you learned as a kid, or were you taught this?
You know what? I cannot remember that. I don't remember how I got doing it.
Or were you just like, this is how you put a condom on, and you just wrap cheese around
and it was
banana.
cheese. No, I was very young. It was way before condoms.
You should always be practicing safety, Corbin, even when you're young.
You know what? It's just something I always did, and to this day, I bet you if I had it today, I'd enjoy it.
Okay.
Cheese slice
I don't
around a banana.
think I've ever heard of that.
No, nobody's done it.
Yeah.
It's weird. Like I said, it's a weird food combo.
That's okay. You would know. That's a weird food combo.
Rice and corn is pretty standard.
I thought so. I didn't think it was weird, but apparently it's a little weird for it.
Okay.
What do you hope our audience gets out of this?
God, you're asking real questions. Okay. What do I hope my audience gets? You know, honestly, it's the same thing. It's like listen to us for 2 hours and forget about all the bullshit. That's what I want. And
because why does it matter?
And understand that, yeah, like it's so silly. Like if you can see someone else doing what we're doing, which is it's a form of stress relief. What we're doing,
yeah.
And if it provides you the same thing as doing for us, and it gets you to do the same thing for you in whatever part of your life you can do it in, then that's why you do it.
I recently got back in touch. Speaking of friends you don't talk to, I recently got back in touch with a friend of mine. His name is Jeff, and he works in Australia.
Oh, Jeff from Australia.
And
Australian Jeff.
He's an award-winning actor.
Really?
He won basically Best Actor for their version of the Tony Awards a few years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Really cool guy. And the show came up, and so he started watching it. And like within a day or two, he texts me. He's like, I had to stop listening to this episode because I got so fucking mad at you guys talking and that I couldn't give my opinion. So I was shutting it back. He's like, I turn it off and come back to it. Which I love that because people have said that before. They're like, and I've heard that a few times. You're like, no, you're both wrong. It's this, and I'm yelling in my car, and no one can hear me, and I'm mad at you. And I like that. So I like that people feel like they're a part of the conversation.
We'll get Jeff on the show.
Yeah, he's an interesting lad. I'd like to get him
Jeff.
on too.
You don't know. You don't know, Jeff.
Come on, Jeff. You know it's upside down there anyway, Jeff. You don't know what it's like up here, the non-upside down.
Water's not wet there, and cold is hot, and
cats and dogs living together, and
mass hysteria. Listen, what's your deal with country music?
It's what I was raised up in.
Doesn't make it good.
I know it's. We come from a ranchy farmy family in a ranchy farmy area. And both my parents played different musical instruments in bands that would always end up being country bands.
I'm so sorry.
And yeah, it's what you know, right? It's what you're going up to. I when I was quite young, because my family also there's a lot of dances. There'd be social dances and get-togethers, and because in small towns you would always have a fucking dance for some reason. So we always did a lot of that. And really early on in life, my older sister, but much older sister, taught me how to dance, like two-stepping and polka and that kind of dance. And yeah, that just kind of led in. I started playing the violin. I did like my first maybe 6 months was like classical training on a violin on how to play that. But then very quickly I just joined like a fiddle club.
You joined a fiddle club?
Yeah. So
I don't want to point this out, sir.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking nerdy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it was the four of us fiddles and an accordion. And we would go to like the Elks Lodge and like these and we would just play these old timey fucking country songs, and these old biddies just loved it.
Oh, I love that.
So yeah, it just comes from growing up in it. Honestly.
When I was young, there was bar nights, right?
Okay.
And there's bar nights, and you go there for the people. You don't go there for the bar, right?
Correct.
But there was a night for a certain bar, a night for a certain bar, a night for a certain bar. But Monday nights was the country bar.
Yes.
And you'd go there, and I would just be tortured all night listening to this shit. And then there was girls that wanted you to dance. I'm like, I got to learn this goddamn dance that everyone wants to do during these country songs.
Yeah.
I hated that. I hated it.
Yeah.
I hate it today. I hated it then.
But that's the problem. You have to lean in, because now I learned how to dance early, and that skill has worked. Because I probably went to the same bar on Mondays.
Does your wife two-step?
Not naturally, but she does now. Like she didn't grow up with it, but since I came along, yeah. Well, she likes to dance. But she didn't grow up in a farm family. My wife likes
to two-step too, but I don't hear her listening to country music ever. So it's kind of.
But
like,
you don't have to. It doesn't just have to be country music. You can two-step to anything.
I can count on one hand the number of country songs I like. Okay.
Yeah.
My Maria, which I think is a given, right? I'd say Meet in the Middle by Diamond Rio.
Yeah.
I like that one a little bit.
Yeah, start walking, yo.
Dust on the Bottle I kind of like.
Okay.
That's it.
That's 3.
No, is 9 to 5 a country song?
Yeah, Dolly Parton, 9 to 5.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll take that one. 9 to 5.
Yeah. Okay.
That's it.
No Garth Brooks songs?
No.
Okay.
No. Fuck Garth Brooks.
Okay, wow. And that's the end of Radical Apathy. All right.
That's it. We're done.
What has been your favorite thing about the show so far?
What has been the favorite thing of our show so far? Oh, man. That's a good question. Honestly, it's the surprises. I like when we come to the show and surprise each other with what we're going to... Because, again, people who come here, we don't tell each other what we're going to talk about.
No, we...
So I like the surprise.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part, the being surprised about what we get to talk about.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
Okay.
By far. By far, that's my favorite.
It is good.
What about you?
I liked the evolution of it. Like when we started this...
Oh, I listened to our first episode. We were horrible.
It was so bad, right?
It was so bad.
I mean, I'm sure it's not great. I'm sure in another 30 episodes, they're going to listen to this like, oh, you guys are still finding your point. But if you go back and listen to episode 1 to where it is now, there's obviously been some growth on our part.
Yeah,
and
refinement.
And just finding... I mean, I'm not even talking about finding the bits we like locking the top 5s or trying different things. It's the speed, the back and forth, like you and I finding that location of how we present and how we get the points across on the show. I think that evolution I've really liked. I kind of like seeing how that's grown, and I'm excited to see how it grows into season 2.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
good answer. If you could have any superpower, but only while you're doing laundry, what would your superpower be?
I mean, probably telekinesis.
I went cheap.
Right?
I went to the superpower question.
Probably telekinesis, because then you just can sit there and fold it with your brain.
Okay.
And you don't have to actually get up.
Yeah, I was thinking super speed maybe. Do I do it faster?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, to go super fast, just be done.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was at with that.
You know what? I think that's a better answer.
Super speed might be it.
Because then you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This question evolved from me folding laundry one day, and I'm like, oh, fuck this.
You're just like, what could I have?
What could I have to make this better? But I like your answer though, to make it just go mental.
Yeah, it could just be happening. And you can sit there and watch TV.
Yeah.
When it becomes a thing, when they build a laundry folding robot.
Yes, they do have that.
Are you going to buy it?
I told my wife that I would like to buy the laundry folding machine, but they just haven't refined it yet. It's very rudimentary.
Yeah, sometimes it'll rip your arm off.
Yeah. I've actually hate laundry folding so much that I almost hang almost everything up. Almost everything I own is hung up.
Okay.
Yeah. I
That's
don't
fair.
like it. Yeah.
That's fair. If you could pass, kind of jumping off that point, if you could pass any of your day-to-day work off to an AI, what would it be?
Day-to-day AI. Pass off my day-to-day work?
Anything of your day-to-day, pass off to the AI, what would it be?
Honestly, I'll tell you what I would do. I would pass off all the doom scrolling I do.
Okay.
Like, because I'm a very big sports fan, as you know.
You are.
And I do a lot of sports hunting on the Twitters and stuff.
Yeah.
And the internets, and I try to find news, and I like getting it as fast as possible. If I could pass all that off, that would free up so much time for me. Because I don't like it.
Okay.
Because when I do it, I'm like, I'm doing it, and I need it, but I don't like that I'm doing it. I've had times where I'm like, oh, God, I'm wasting my time.
Yeah, what am I doing here?
What am I doing here? So if I had AI that could just give me like a quick beep summary like into my brain as it happened, instead of me having to look and scroll and all that stuff, that's what I would do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, is that an okay answer?
Yeah, I mean, everything I thought of at the end of the day just boils down to either having a secretary or just having like a website do it for you, which I know exists. So it kind of threw me off. So whether it's like it pre-books all the groceries I'm going to get and orders them, and they get delivered. Like I don't have to worry about that. It happens every week, which I know is like only fresh. You can get that. You can just order that. You can order that, or like every 2 weeks it pre-books all of my haircuts. It just tells me here's the date, time you got to go. Like basically a secretary. I would have if I could have a secretary AI. That's kind of where I think it would fall down to. But doom scrolling is a better answer, I think, because that actually uses AI. Yeah,
that's a good question too, or a good idea you had there. Okay, mine's really lowbrow. It's not that time.
Go. I like it.
Okay, you have infinite money and go anywhere in the world.
Yes.
But you can only travel by pogo stick.
Okay.
Where do you go?
I mean, is the infinite money only used for the travel, or do I just get to have infinite money?
I put the infinite money thing in there just to let you know that you didn't have to be at work anytime soon.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Fair enough. Okay. Well, I mean, if you're going, you might as well go. Like, go as far as you can, right? Like, is there... Like, if I got on a boat and I was just hopping on a boat, would that count?
That counts.
Okay.
But you have to keep pogo sticking. You can't stop pogo sticking.
The
question is, what do you have the will to do?
Oh,
How far?
So we're counting physically, could I do?
Sure.
Well, then, like, to your house.
Okay. So maybe not physically. What would you be willing to do?
I would start with something doable. Like, let's say we go to... Because that goes downhill a lot. Let's say we go to, like, Great Falls.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
see what that gets us.
Yeah. I definitely go somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah.
I try to go east. Maybe east.
Yeah, because I was thinking west. I was like, no, there's too much hills that way.
Live in the GTA
on the Shield,
the Greater Toronto area.
Yeah. Go to the Shield.
That's where I would. That's where I would go.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah. Pogo stick only though.
You are a game developer.
Okay.
What kind of game would you make?
That's a good question, sir. I would make a survival horror game.
Okay.
That definitely, but my game would definitely have multiple. Like, I'd do the game, I'd make it scary. I have so many weapons, but I wouldn't make it hard to upgrade them. Okay. And I would have multiple levels of New Game Plus opened up. Like, not just one where you open it up and there's a New Game Plus. I would go New Game Plus, but then New Game Plus again with maybe different enemies more harder, but you got better stuff. So then New Game Plus again, bam. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Survival horror,
really
levels, like levels of New Game Plus.
You still haven't played any Alan Wake games?
No, I haven't played the Alan Wake games.
Okay. I'd play it.
And there's levels of New Game Plus on Alan Wake? Okay. I got to do that.
That'd change the story.
That's a good idea.
Because it's not a circle.
It's right. It's a tube or whatever.
It's a
spiral. That's right.
I would make a good Star Wars game.
What is a good Star Wars game? What does that look like to you?
I mean, yeah, that's a good question.
Right? What is it?
I think they've tried.
Why is your idea better than all the ones that have come out?
I think the closest one they've tried. I think the greatest Star Wars video game is Knights of the Old Republic, which was an RPG set a bunch of years prior to the movies. And it's because it's just a really well-written story.
Can I just say real quick what my favorite Lego Star Wars game is? It's Lego Star Wars.
It's Lego Star Wars.
That's my favorite.
It's a great game.
That's my favorite.
Lego Star Wars is a great game.
Okay, go ahead.
That new Skywalker saga is awesome.
I hated the Rise of Skywalker one.
The
Skywalker Saga.
Skywalker Saga.
Hated it. It's the messiest game ever, and you don't know where to go, and you don't know what.
You just collect the blocks.
I'm like, just listen. When I'm playing a Lego game, I want simplicity.
Yeah, I know you don't like open world shit.
They made it way too difficult.
Yeah.
I bought it once, and of course I did, and I'm like, this is just impossible to play.
Yeah,
it's so messy. Okay, go ahead. Sorry to interrupt.
No,
tell me about your Star Wars game.
No, it would be that. It would probably be something that takes place in that time. Ubisoft just put out Star Wars Scoundrels,
right?
Which is an open world. You play a rogue lady, like a Han Solo type thing. But just the game itself was shite. Like, it wasn't good enough. It was super Ubisoft bland. The story was meh. Characters weren't entertaining. I would really something along those lines, honestly. But really fucking up the gameplay to something with a really good pull-in story that doesn't fuck about. Like, I think there's a great game there to be made.
Are you in canon? Are you in, like, where are you dabbling this? Where?
I would put it kind of the Old Republic style, so it'd be like 3,000 years before the movies.
So nothing would affect anything?
No, because you have the leeway with it, right?
See, and I'd be more inclined to make it after the most recent trilogy.
If they would let me, sure.
Yeah. That's what I would do. I'd go after because I'd be more. I'm invested in the story, and that would get me to buy it.
Okay.
Because I'm like, I get to play a continuation of this story.
Sure.
Because I don't like prequels because I already know where it goes.
Right. That's why you got to go so far in the back where it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So which again, that doesn't interest me.
But I wouldn't make it galactic wide problems. It would be Scoundrels centered around a heist, something big, and just kind of laying it out that way.
Yeah.
So it would be a contained story. But yeah, I'd some along those lines, but that would make it good. Scoundrels wasn't very good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Side note.
Yeah.
I was going to tell you something about video games. What's the side note on the video game I want to talk about? Oh, Metal Gear Solid Remake.
Oh, yeah. The 3.
Comes out in August.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is what goes back to what I was mad about last week, I think, is that it takes too long for games to be developed, which makes consoles not worth it.
Yeah.
Next-gen consoles. They don't make it worth it.
And we're a little over the halfway point now on our consoles, so...
And you play everything, so it's different for you.
Yeah.
I don't play everything. I have a very specific taste, so it's not been worth it for me.
Yeah.
The Switch has been worth it. Lots of Switch games I play.
And Microsoft's big push now is like all their games are going on everything. Like they're stepping away from the one and only. So I guarantee you're going to start to see like a Halo on Switch too.
Yeah, that's
right. So that's going to fix it.
All right, next one. Dumbest thing you've ever spent money on?
Good question. Oh man, I've spent money on a lot of dumb shit. Probably on like, I think there was a time where, sometimes we have like the massive multiplayer online games. They have like a $15 monthly subscription that's usually got to pay it to play the online games.
Yeah.
I had one and I forgot about it. And I think I paid for it for like 2.5 years.
After you stopped playing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So like 2.5 years, $15 a month, never touched it.
So that counts, but doesn't exactly answer the question I'm looking for.
Okay.
What did you intentionally spend money on that was very, very dumb?
Fair. What's something stupid I got?
While you're thinking.
Yeah. If you guys go.
Like, obviously for me, gambling. Because that's just stupid.
Yeah.
But obviously gambling. But in my personal life, it's this little miniature superhero game that I play. Because they don't just... It's not just, okay, there's a set that you can buy, and that's it. There's a set, and then 3 months later, okay, there's a new set with new stuff. And then a new set with new stuff. And I spent like 10 or 12 years of my life buying into this game. I have sold... so much of this stuff.
Yeah.
Resold it after I bought it. Like after I'm like, okay, I'm done from the real this time. I've gotten out and got back in 3 different times.
So are you in the black or the red?
I think I'm always going to be in the black. I mean, because resale is never going to be as good as the initial buy. So here's the problem. Because you buy, and it's got rarities, right? So you got figures. So they're superhero figures, guys. And you play like superhero chess with them. And anyway, so there's a common rarity.
Yeah.
So there's like 13 figures that are commons. Uncommons, rares, super rares, and then they got what's called chases, which is like 1 per package.
Yeah.
Like, so, and a package is 10 sleeves of the whole set, right? And each brick you get like 3 commons in, right? And so you got so many repeats, right? And you only get very small high rarity stuff. So even if you wanted to turn it over and make money off it, I don't think you'd come ahead. Like, I've done well. Like, because something holds its value, and I've been really strategic in what I trade for and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'm ever going to recoup what I've spent in it.
Okay.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever spent money on. What about you? Did you come up with something?
No, probably leasing a car for a couple of years just to dump it again. Like, probably something like that, honestly. Like, I'm trying to think...
Leasing can be good.
I'm trying to think of... Well, and that specific situation, it was not. But I'm trying to think of something because I carried over a lease.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of something that I bought that I everything I buy I like.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know because I get what you're saying, and yeah, going back 3 times buying and selling out is dumb. But I weigh it against the input of time and that kind of thing. So I would never say anything like games or video games or anything because I get a time out of it.
You play a lot of it.
So
whereas I didn't get to play as much as I wanted towards the end.
I don't know. I'll keep that in the back burner. I might come back to that question, but it's a good question.
And then. I'll tell you, for leasing, you just brought something in my head. So I would never do this because the country hates them right now. But like a Tesla, for instance, it makes 1,000%
to lease one.
To lease one, or any electric car. Lease any electric car because the battery degrades, right?
Yeah.
So it makes sense to run the shit out of it and then
get rid of it again.
Yeah, otherwise,
that makes sense.
Okay, it's your question. You go ahead, sir.
Would you rather be remembered or forgotten?
Forgotten.
Why?
Because I can do what I want. Because I can do whatever the fuck I want and no one would remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to be the most forgettable guy you've ever met.
Fair.
Yeah.
The perfect spy.
Yeah. It's like Groundhog Day. You could do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
Flapjacks for dinner? I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the most. Yeah, why would I want to be remembered? Ugh.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have a reason why, but that was my reaction. I'm like, I don't want to be remembered. Like that seems like because you never. That doesn't like it at all.
Whatever you want.
Yeah,
you're the most forgettable man on the world.
Maybe that's why. I was chose forgotten.
You can be a super spy. Think about that. Nobody's going to remember you,
but
you're always going to be effective.
You're going to do cool shit.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's so cool. Then your bosses would forget about you too. So.
Paychecks forget about you.
Yeah. What's the most useless talent you have?
I can do this. Hold on. I'm going to take these off.
That's a good talent.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I mean, that's the most useless one.
That's very useless.
Yeah.
I could do this. Turner and Hooch is what reminded me.
Yeah.
Turner and Hooch.
What's your most useless talent?
I recall with great clarity the years of my life based on the movies that were released.
That's true, you do. It is weird how quick you are to pull, because I've fact-checked you multiple times.
Yeah. I know when movies came out based on where I was and what I was doing.
Yeah.
Which is it's insane.
It's a good
and it goes back forever.
That's how your memory works. I guess that's good, though, right? Because I couldn't fucking tell you.
That's the only part of my memory that does work anymore, that I can do that.
Yeah.
Because it's gone. Otherwise, I have no memory of anything else.
Yeah, I can see
I say I want to be forgettable, but I am the forgettable one. I'm forgetting things. Yeah, but that it always works.
And that's useless. Yeah, just remembering movie dates doesn't really matter.
Yeah, remembering movie years when the years of things were released.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy. Yeah. I agree.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What's your question, sir?
That was my question.
No, it was the most useless talent.
Oh, right. I got one left, but it's a banger.
That's one?
Yeah, I got one left, but it's a banger.
Dude, I have like 15 questions left.
Left?
Yeah.
Well, we'll share them.
Okay. Go.
Well, you start.
You want me to do another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you got 15, let's go for a while.
All right. Okay, but really, what's your deal with country music?
And go fuck yourself.
You still really like it, hey?
Yeah. Well, not in today's country music because it's too poppy. Like I like the golden 90s,
twangy.
80s twang. Oh, give me a steel guitar any day of the week.
Like
any day of the week.
Like you drive in your car and listen to it?
Here.
No, don't. Please, no, don't do that.
I was going to play
Put the phone down,
the
sir.
last song I was playing on Spotify, and I guarantee it'll be something.
Oh, that's so terrible. All right, I'll give you another one. Okay, if you could go back... sorry, let's try this again. If you could go to any black tie event, but you had to wear a bright purple leisure suit that was made of velvet and oversized sunglasses, what event would you go to?
The more serious, the better.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because as much as I said I'd like to be forgotten, I like to... eschew the standards of society. If it's like Kramer, if someone says you have to wear a black tie to a black event, I say I'm not going to.
I have a really awful thing that it popped into my head when I came up with this question. I'm like, that'd be like, I would like everyone that's listening to this is gonna. Oh, way worse than that.
Okay,
like a memorial of some sort.
A big funeral,
like a big funeral, like a memorial,
okay,
like a
9/11 memorial,
like a 9/11 memorial.
Okay,
and I showed up in that. That would be the pinnacle for me.
Okay,
and not because I'm trying to be disrespectful. I just want everyone to be there. Like, hey, we're still alive. Let's live a little. That's what my intention would be.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Does this have to be
that okay?
this? Yeah. Does this have to be this feeling for a reason?
Yes. Do we have to? We got to get past it together. Let's
wearing purple fuchsia.
By wearing purple velvet.
I love velvet.
Do you own anything with velvet?
Maybe a blanket.
I don't own anything with velvet.
Yeah.
All right, I did that one.
Okay. Well, you got 15. I got 1. So
all right,
fill out the gap.
Finish this series of words.
All right, go.
Sandwich.
Holder.
No. Oh. I'm giving you 3 words or 2 words. Give me the third word.
Oh, okay.
Sandwich. Okay. Vagina.
Baloney.
Baloney. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. What's your reasoning on that?
That's literally just popped in my head. Okay, I'll do it for you. Ready?
Okay.
Stop shaking. Breast.
Okay.
Clown.
Oh, balloons.
There you go.
Yeah. There it is.
All right. Well done.
Done. Good one. My answer would have been tuna, by the way. Okay, let's go to the next. Let's go to the next one. All right, you can fully retire right now.
Yes.
with a lot of wealth.
Yes.
But you condemn your most hated coworker to double the length they have left.
Oh.
Do you do it?
Of course I would do it.
All right.
Why would I not? I'd condemn you to double the length to go to leave right now.
You know what? I'd probably do the same thing.
Well, no, I'll just pick Corbyn. Like, you don't want to pick your most hated? I mean, that's fine. I don't care. I don't need to see a list. Mom, you're going back to work for 20 years. Enjoy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'll keep going then.
Yeah.
All right. Name without thinking. No, not this one. Sorry. I'm going to do the first one. Favorite movie from your least favorite genre?
Oh, that's a fun question. Okay, what's my least favorite genre? Probably The Notebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I like that.
Yeah, probably The Notebook.
So your least favorite genre is a romantic movie or a
Like the hard romance movies.
hard romance.
Where you're
So
just
not
like,
romantic comedy, hard romance.
Yeah, the hard romance where you're just like, okay, guys, get over it.
My hate on for certain, not hate on, but I used to watch a lot, everything.
Yeah.
Every genre.
Yeah.
But over time, the dramas have started to be.
It's just weird.
I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I don't care about characters. I want to be entertained.
Yeah. It's
So I don't care about-
escapism, right?
So my favorite movie from my least favorite genre, I would say, is A Few Good Men, maybe. It's from just the genre of drama.
Okay.
That's a drama.
Yeah, totally it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that fair?
That's fair. Yeah.
It might. I'm probably thinking. There's probably way better ones that I'm not thinking of right now. But
It's a strong movie.
It's there.
Yeah. Strong movie and it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that.
Least favorite genre.
Give me a couple more. I'll give you mine.
All right. Name without thinking your two favorite STDs. Go.
Syphilis.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, herpes popped in my brain really fast. So I'll say syphilis and herpes.
Syphilis and herpes.
Yeah.
So why?
Syphilis just has that old timey fun to it.
What
eh?
is syphilis?
It's the one that you get it and then eats your brain.
Oh.
That they had like back in the day. Like, we have a cure for it now.
Okay.
But it was like the fun old timey, like that was the OG daddy of sexually transmitted diseases.
Yeah.
Where people just start to lose your brain and go a little kooky.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then herpes just popped to my mind. Definitely.
Herpes. Yeah. I don't think that'd be my favorite.
I don't know which one my favorite, but those are the two that popped in my mind.
These are your two favorite STDs without thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was it.
If I had to go, I'd go gonorrhea because I know it's curable.
Gonorrhea.
I go syphilis because it's also curable. I go with curable ones.
Curable disease. Okay. Yeah.
Is that fair?
That's fair.
Okay, go with your one now.
If my final question of going into our second year together, Corbyn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, say it again. Start over.
This is my final question for you.
Okay.
Going into our second year together.
Yes.
And you get one question left, and that's the final one to me. So
I've got lots of good ones.
Okay.
No, I've got lots of good ones still.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay, I'm still asking them.
If you had to be an Alfred for any superhero, which would it be?
Yeah, it would be Batman still.
It would still be Batman?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm rich.
Okay,
yeah,
fair. Yeah.
Batman 1,000 times out of 1,000.
I mean, Tony Stark could be rich.
Nah, I'll go Batman.
Okay.
Tony Stark's kind of a prick. Batman's he's
Yeah, but then he could drive all of his girlfriends home after the next morning and dish.
I could do that for Batman. And we know he's not going to keep him
He
around.
doesn't have that many girlfriends.
Yeah,
though.
but you know he's not going to keep... So that's less work for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I would do. I'd go with the OG Batman for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you?
It's got to be someone rich for that same reason,
It's gotta
because
be
they're
rich.
never going to be there.
Yeah.
And you can't pick like Peter Parker, because he's a fucking teenager in New York, and you're going to clean up a shitty room, and he's going to come back with food everywhere, and you're going to be mad at him. You're like, there's fucking shit everywhere here, Peter Parker.
Peter.
Right? But Batman's never there. Batman's a good one. I probably would go with Tony Stark. I think there'd be more booze in the
think
house.
with Tony Stark, I'd be like, book this a dinner appointment. And blah, blah, blah. I just rather just clean up the house, leave me the fuck alone.
Dust the house and be left alone.
I'll drive you some places every once in a while.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Or be the guy that cleans up Superman's Fortress of Solitude, because he's never there. And when he goes there, he just sits around and be quiet.
Yeah, I guess.
But that'd be cold. Yeah.
All right. Now that you've thought about it for a second, what's your third favorite STD?
I'd probably also go gonorrhea. Just because it's a fun word to say.
Gonorrhea. Just give me the pills, Doc.
Yeah, you know it, I know it.
Yeah. All right. Good call. All right. I spent time on these, so I'm not asking you.
Yeah.
I'm asking you.
Yeah, I spent 10 questions time.
All right. Two-part question.
Okay.
What kind of meats do you eat? That's the first part.
Oh, okay. Round?
Round meat?
Yeah.
No, like what kind of animals?
Oh, the animals of meat.
Yeah.
Any of them. I'll eat any meat of any animal.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Shrimp.
Sure.
You said you can't eat shrimp.
No, shrimp I can't eat now.
Crab?
I haven't tested crab yet.
Okay.
Sorry, you're asking which one would I eat?
Which ones do you eat?
Everything. I'm testing shellfish, but everything else I'll eat.
Okay.
Literally everything else.
And which...
I've had giraffe.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
It was stringy.
All right. Okay, and my second question, which one kind of had it coming?
People really seem to like cows, and they're like, oh, they're like big dog. Cows are dicks.
Yeah.
Right? They're all dicks. They know they're dicks. Chickens too, fuck birds.
I think rabbits. Rabbits got it coming.
Yeah. Good
I've
colony.
had rabbit before.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good too.
They just chew up my cables if they live with
Yeah,
me.
they just eat shit. They just eat shit too. They're not good.
Goats probably have it coming. They eat
Goats
everything.
are assholes.
Goats, yeah.
Goats, llamas.
I'm telling you right now.
Like any of that.
I would totally own goats and just spend my entire day trying to scare them. I would
if
love
they were
that.
fainting goats.
If they were fainting
not all
goats.
goats faint.
If they were fainting goats, I would love it. I would spend my entire day doing that.
Where's Corbyn? Yeah, he's out with the goats.
He's out with the goats again. You have a wife.
I do.
Does she still respect you after the whole country music thing?
She doesn't. She's a denier. So, because she says she doesn't like country, she's actually quite vehemently against it, like you are.
Thank you.
But she listens to it.
Listens to it because you're playing it?
No, I catch her listening to music.
You caught her listening to it?
Yeah, and I'm like, see, look, she's like, no, it's a pop song. It's a pop artist. I'm like, no, that's a country singer singing a country song.
What's a song you've heard her listen to?
I don't know what they're called, but they definitely happen. Okay. I hear that steel guitar back there, and I poke my head out, and like, oh, and she'll turn off. She's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yeah, you're secretly a country music fan.
All right, this is a 5-part question.
Okay, go. I'm ready.
All right, to prove your manliness to our audience.
I'm ready. Hello, everyone.
Who is the greatest athlete in the following sports? Hockey.
Eric Lindros.
Okay. NFL football.
Hold on. I remember the name. The guy dating Taylor Swift.
What's his name?
Tracy Stacy.
Okay, not Tracy Stacy. Okay. The NBA, basketball.
That one I know. Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay. Baseball.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, jeez. God. Okay, now, 5th part of the question. Again, to prove your manliness to the rest of our audience, name any other athlete from any other sport.
Golf. Michael Jordan.
No, he didn't play golf professionally.
Golf. There's Lion Forest in golf.
Okay, you have to say his name.
I did.
No, you didn't.
Lion Forest.
No.
You
have to say the real name.
Jackal Trees.
It doesn't count. You have not proved your manliness to our audience.
Was it Panda Bamboo? What's his name?
Tiger Woods.
Tiger and Woods. Fuck. That's close.
All right. I am going to name 3 stupid things. Defend 1.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Batman and Robin, the movie.
Ugh.
True Blood, all 8 seasons.
Okay.
Or Nickelback's back catalog. Defend 1.
Corbyn, in today's day and age,
Yeah.
we are at a crossroads with our neighbor to the south where it is constantly being harassed with taxes and tariffs and the threats of annexation. Mm-hmm. We are at a point now where, although we still need to love our brothers and sisters to the south, we need to bring up our local. We need to believe in the Great White North, Corbyn.
Okay.
Okay? And to do that means you need to put away your pettiness. Put away your belief in good music. Put away your desire for a tune or a properly keyed musical score, and you need to listen to Nickelback because they are Canadian. They are presenting themselves as the small town Albertans that they are, with returning currency back to the populace.
Giving Nickelback,
which is what we need nowadays.
Yeah,
right? We need that in our group. So we as a population, we need to stand up. We need to put away our differences. We need to put away our belief that music should be able to hold a tune through a 2-minute period and listen to a proper Nickelback. Not even their good stuff, but the whole back
What's
catalog.
their good stuff? Define good stuff.
There's one somewhere, I'm sure.
There?
I mean, I'm sure there is. People like them. But
I remember when I was young.
Yeah.
And I didn't. The Nickelbacks came out.
Yeah.
And I had a guy who listened to all the Nickelbacks all day long, and I'm like, this is just, I can't do it, man.
And that person's no longer.
He's no longer a friend. No.
Yeah. Locked him out.
He's out.
That's my answer to that question.
All right. So defend Nickelback. What would be the second thing you defend between Batman and Robin the movie?
You said only defend one.
I know, but I'm just wondering what would be the second choice.
I've never watched a True Blood show ever.
Right. True Blood. Let me explain True Blood to you. Okay.
Okay.
True Blood is a show that had a moderately good first season.
These are the vampires one, right?
Yeah. Surrounded by a mystery, and the mystery was good and had a good payoff. And then every season after that, it got more and more and more ridiculous. And you would watch an episode, and I swear to God, this happened every week when I watched this with my wife.
Okay.
The show would end, or the show would be going on, I should say. And I'm like, this is the stupidest fucking show. Why am I watching this show? And then the ending of each episode would happen. There was always some hook. I'm like, oh, shit, now I got to watch next week. And it would be so bad. True Blood was so bad. I hate that show, but I love it. I hate it. Ugh. I got 4 more questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite South Park episode?
Oh man, that's a great question. You know what? I want to say the Mormon one, the Scientology one, the gay bikers one, but honestly, the one that just pops in my head, I don't remember the name of it, is the one where they go to the fantasy land where the guy flies the blimp in. Honestly, that was the first scene of an episode that popped in my head when you asked that question.
Yeah. I forget what it's called. Is that Adventureland or something?
Yeah,
like
but
that?
Fuck me, it's hilarious.
It's a trilogy of episodes.
Yes, it is. That's what popped in my head when you asked that. What years now?
You know what? I just watched it last night.
Did you honestly?
Yeah, this episode, I just watched it last night that I'm watching.
Oh, okay.
No, not that one.
Yeah,
a different one. The one that's my favorite. And it's called City Sushi.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that is a good one, too.
City Sushi, for those who don't know. First off, it's a Japanese guy opens up City Sushi next to the guy who's Chinese, and he has City Walk.
Yeah.
And the City Walk guy doesn't like the Japanese guy. And then they're mad that they're back and forth, and they don't know what each other are, and so they go to the town and try to educate everybody, but they're really trying to hurt each other somehow.
Yeah.
And then there's a subplot where Butters goes to a psychologist, and the psychologist diagnoses him with multiple personality disorder.
Yeah.
And it's actually the psychologist who has it. Yeah. And then at the end of the fucking episode, and I don't think I've laughed this hard in a long time, it's revealed that the white psychologist is actually the Chinese City Walk guy.
The City Walk guy.
Oh my God. I just about died. It's so funny.
Or heroic Nishiwak.
just I thought the episode was just brilliant. God, is that good?
Okay, I have a quick question for you, Prita.
Please go.
Defend one of the following things.
Go.
Surprise birthdays.
Okay.
Dexter's sister. Or the Matrix reboot.
Oh, which the fourth one?
Yeah.
Okay, go over them again. Dexter's sister, Matrix reboot,
or surprise birthdays.
All 3 suck.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk about Dexter because I didn't like that show for a lot of it, and I stopped watching it. But I know that the general story beats happened afterwards. Tanner, I'm going to defend surprise birthday parties.
Oh, okay. I didn't think you picked that one.
I'm going to defend surprise birthday parties because the person who throws the surprise birthday party for you is generally the person who's closest to you. And they want to get that dopamine hit of when you get that surprise. And they're like, yes, I got you. And yes, I put all this work in for you. This is how it's not a surprise birthday for you. It's actually a showing of how much that person who planned it loves you. That's what it is.
It's for them.
It's not for them. It's for me to show you this is how much I love you, to do all this goddamn work. To do this one thing for you. Whether you like it or not, I did this for you.
Okay, that's a good argument.
That's the argument
all right,
I have.
I like that. It's a good argument.
Defend one thing. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Okay. What video game? And it doesn't have to be an online multiplayer game. Could you dominate competitively?
man. There'd be a lot. Any of the Destiny games, I would do very well at. Any N64 game, I could. I don't get beaten very often by anyone playing a 64 game.
Okay.
I'm talking fucking Banjo-Kazooie to Mario to racing to GoldenEye. Any of those.
Dominate. You could dominate.
Oh yeah, you would not win.
All right.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the new stuff. I'm not that good. Like I'll play Call of Duty, just get demolished by kids your age or your kids' age.
Yeah,
that don't work. But yeah, I obviously probably just back to when I was that age into consoles what they were. So yeah, anything for the N64 realm, okay. I would beat you at. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
You?
I would go. I'm going to go a little bit more recent.
Yeah.
I think I'm pretty good at Dead Space. I think I could crush at Dead Space against me.
Okay.
If it was a competitive game.
Yeah, like a tire or doing it if you want to put on. Okay. Like the remake or the OG Dead Space?
You know what? They're so similar in gameplay. I don't think there's a difference. Just some of the story beats. But I'll go the remake.
Okay.
I'm really good at it.
Okay, so you're good. Flip the cutter back and forth really quick.
And I don't know if I've told you this. It's the only game. So I don't care about achievements. You care about achievements?
No, I'm not an achievement hunter. No.
Okay, so this is the only game that I platinumed on the PlayStation.
Oh, did you? Congratulations!
I platinumed.
Yeah, good for you.
You
actively hunted out achievements to get
on this one, and I got them all.
Good for you.
So I got to say, this is the one I'd most master. It's my only platinum achievement. It's the only one I've ever tried to get.
Okay,
and
that's fair.
I've done the impossible mode, and impossible mode is insta-die.
Yeah,
and insta-die sends you to the beginning.
Yeah, you're done.
Like if you imagine playing for X amount of days,
10, 12, 15 hours.
Yeah, and then just getting start over.
And you got to go again. Yeah,
did that, man.
Okay, I like that.
Fucking did it.
I like that.
So kind of the same thing, but kind of different. What game? Without glitching, no glitches.
Okay.
Would you do the best at speed running?
Oh yeah, good speed run. I bet you I could probably run, like to go back to GoldenEye, I could probably run it start to finish without a book or anything to walk me through it.
Yeah,
pretty quick.
Without a book, for sure. I think we all could do it without a book now.
But I'm talking like on 007 mode, all objectives. Like
100%. No, speed run because you're doing all the objectives. That's not a speed run.
Okay,
then you're trying to get through. If I'm
just holding the fucking strafe orange button through it, yeah, then GoldenEye easily,
fast as possible,
easily.
Okay. I think for me, Super Mario 3, I could do the fastest.
Okay.
Just because I know where all the warps are. I know
all when to jump. I know when to pop. Yeah.
Well, I know which levels to avoid. Right.
Do you know what the fastest is right now for that?
Yeah. Well, the fastest glitch. There's a lot of glitch ones. Go to speedrun.com.
Okay.
I think it's like 22 minutes for the glitchless, and it's like a minute and a half for like the glitch, like with glitches. Maybe I might be wrong. I don't remember exactly where it is.
Super Mario 3.
So glitchless is what I'm interested in.
Any percent warpless.
Yeah. So there's many different kinds. There's warpless, glitchless, but you can do glitchless with warping. There's like a bunch of different ones.
58 minutes and 10 seconds.
Oh, really? Okay, that seems more reasonable. I said 22. That was a little bit insane.
Japanese thorough pen.
The thing with Mitch Flowerpower did a good 100% of that one, and he's got the top. He's a Canadian kid, Mitch Flowerpower. Oh. He's got the best record for I think 100% warpless.
Yeah.
But the thing with doing it with warps, like you cannot skip anything on level 8 or world 8. Like you have to play every single thing.
You have to go through it.
You have to go through it.
Yeah.
And there's a chance, there's a bridge that you have to go across, and 3 hands can come up and pull you down and do a mini level. So there's a really fascinating Super Mario speedrun video by Summoning Salt, who I've mentioned before for YouTube. And it goes over like all of that stuff, and then the percentage of getting through the 3 hands without getting pulled down. And it's like 0.0, like it's really tough
that you wouldn't get caught.
And so these speedrunners go through this game over and over, like thousands and thousands and thousands. I think it actually tells you sometimes what the amount of speedruns they did on this to get to that point. But thousands and thousands to get that perfect, handless speedrun.
Yeah.
Very fascinating stuff. I always go to speedrun.com to check out speedruns. And the nice thing about speedrun.com, you go look up the record and it gives you the video that you can watch them do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, it does. Look at that.
Yeah.
Video. You can watch it in 58 minutes, 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's beautiful. All right. My final question to you, sir.
Here we go.
Tell the audience why, after all these horrible answers you've given me, that I should still let you be on the podcast.
I edit all the episodes.
Come on, don't rub that in my face. God, why are you going to rub that in my face? Not cool, man.
Because, Corbyn, my friend, you're not going to find another human being.
Not another one.
Who would come here every fortnightly and do this with you and be able to keep up with your dry wit and humorous timing as well as I do. I doubt that human exists.
Is it dry? Do I have a dry wit?
Oh, it is Sahara.
Is
wit.
It really?
Yeah.
What's a dry wit? Describe dry to me.
Look in a mirror.
Okay, no, I'm being dead serious. Like, yeah. What is a dry wit?
A dry wit is someone who doesn't have to rely on the pretense of the setup to a joke, where you can just come in, hit the punchline with zero indention into your voice and just kind of walk away.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's why we should be back. Okay.
That's why we're... All right. So can we continue then?
I'll let you stay.
Well, why should I let you stay, Corbyn?
You shouldn't.
All right.
You really shouldn't.
Yeah, fair enough.
I got no redeeming qualities.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But you know what? You look good in a ball cap.
I do.
So keep you around.
You know what? Actually, I'll honestly say I'm like top 10 in a ball cap. I look really good in a ball cap.
You got a head for a ball cap. I'll give you that.
And I don't like wearing hats that aren't baseball hats.
Nor do I.
Well, that's a baseball.
Well, that's not. Yeah,
that's a non-baseball hat.
Well, I mean, it's a ball cap, just not with a ball team on it.
No. It has to be a ball team on it.
Yeah. What? Do you feel that our questions today helped our listeners understand us a bit better going into season 2?
Your questions did.
Just the first part.
Mine probably not.
Well, I don't know. I think you get to a lot more truths in those questions, right? Those quick one answers. That's just natural Tanner coming out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's good. I hope you guys liked it. We hope you get to know who we are, and let us know in the bottom why you would defend Nickelback or surprise birthdays.
And Nickelback. I don't know why I picked them.
That's fine. We're going to be back in a fortnightly time. Do this again. Super excited. I think I get some excited next time. So we're going to have some fun. Corbyn, where can people find us?
Find us at Apathy Podcast on Twitter/X. Fuck Elon Musk. We can find us on Facebook, Radical Apathy Podcast. You can find us on YouTube, Radical Apathy Pod. You can find us on all the major podcast players, Apple Music, Spotify. But of course, you know this already because you're listening to us.
Well, hi there.
Hello.
And thank you for listening. And if
this is an update. I got an update.
Oh, here we go.
Because we filmed a game we played that we wanted to post.
Oh my!
And we talked about it last time.
Yeah.
I am having the darndest time trying to edit this video. Two problems. One, my video editor won't recognize the tracks for some reason.
Okay.
And won't let me upload 2 videos to it. 2, the file sizes are way too big.
Yeah, you talked about that. I don't know why they're saying that's so big.
Why they're so big. They're like 100 gigabytes each.
Yeah, it shouldn't be that big.
And then yours is only like 4 gigabytes.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what happened there. So my problem is my laptop doesn't have enough memory, or not memory, but space
to even do it,
to even get it on there, and I can't edit from the hard drive for some reason. So, well, not for some reason. It makes sense that I couldn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm trying to make it work, guys.
Long story short, us two who don't know what we're doing are trying to give you something cool to watch.
Yeah, we're trying, man. It's just not working lately, though.
It was fun, though.
Yeah.
The game we did.
Yeah.
I think people will like it.
Yeah, it was
yeah.
Oh.
So that'll come. Don't worry, everyone. That'll happen. And we appreciate you just sticking around and hanging out with us.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it for Tanner and Corbyn.
Keep it tight, everybody.
Okay. Love you.
And remember,
why does it matter?
That's right.
Love you. Bye.